I hate this Go XLR. I swear to God, I hate this Go.
Wait, is it Go XLR or is it Goxler?
Goxler. That's why it's decided to break. Here we go. Let's try this one more time. First podcast, folks. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Giant Bombcast, episode 843, powered by NZXT. I am your host, Jan Ochoa. Technical malfunctions, physical maladies cannot stop the Giant Bombcast from podcasting straight to your ear holes on this Tuesday morning or afternoon or whenever you're listening to this. It's headed straight into your veins. Speaking about veins, we got the vascular master, Jeff Grubb.
Vascularity, brother. I got it all right here for you. I am powered by this little Mike Minotti head, an Arby's gift card, and John Leguizamo. These are the first things in front of me.
Are you trying to summon me?
That's Minotti!
Ah, it worked!
Speaking about John Leguizamo, we have our own John Leguizamo of the team, Dan Reichert.
Oh, I didn't know which way you were going with it.
I was really not sure which way we were going to go.
Look, the pest, I'll take that. All right.
I feel like Leguizamo's had a career, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
my
Leguizamo
brother was-
movies I saw in the theater were Mario. I think I saw the pest twice in the theater. And
John Wick.
he was in Drive, wasn't he?
He was in Drive?
I think he's briefly in Drive.
of stuff.
What
Johnny
am I thinking
Legs
of? He
has
works
done
in
a
like an
lot of
auto
stuff.
garage. I know Bryan Cranston.
That's John Wick.
Okay, so it's Bryan Cranston's in the auto garage in Drive. It's John Leguizamo is the cameo guy in the garage in John Wick. Got it.
Yep. And also Romeo and Juliet. How good is it? Oh, and Spawn, where he plays the
I haven't seen
clown.
either of those. I haven't
Oh
seen
my
Spawn
God.
or Romeo. No.
Disney's Encanto?
Yes, we don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah. that's
Our
right.
own Bruno.
My brother was in his show with on. Oh, sorry, you can introduce me first.
Our own Bruno of the
That's
podcast.
Minotti!
Our own Bruno of the podcast, the Giant Bomb. We don't talk about him. He's always here. He's hiding in the walls. He has a fun little song that becomes super catchy. Mike Minotti. That's
And
when
all
you
my
talk now.
rat friends. Yes. My brother was in a show with John Leguizamo.
Oh,
Pest?
cool.
No, that was called. It's called Kill Pit. When I said in it, he was an extra. But still, you could see his face pretty clearly in one episode.
That's
so
fun.
that was It was filmed in Pittsburgh. Very exciting stuff. It was just a bank hostage thing. I think that's where I got my knowledge to scream at hostages to stay the fuck down.
Right.
and
Johnny
don't say
Legs gave
anything.
you some advice.
Yeah. Well, no, John is a cop in NITE.
He's a family
you're
friend
right. He
now?
was a bank robber. Yeah, it was one of the. It was like one of the other Wahlbergs, I think, who was the cop in it.
Oh,
Not Marky.
Was it even Donnie?
I think it was Donnie. I
Okay,
can't keep
all
the
right.
rest
So you're
of them
not going
straight.
that far down. All right.
Maybe I'll have to check. It was probably Donnie Wahlberg.
Okay.
I went to a Wahlburgers. Not bad, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, cool story.
Fun. What'd you
I know
order?
you
Was it a
guys love
burger?
when I just do word association in my head. and
Yeah.
jump from,
I like
what's
seeing
it?
how your
That's
brain works.
podcasting.
I like
Yeah,
it.
that's how it goes. Exactly.
Yeah, we hit all the notes. You hit a Disney one. You talked
Yeah.
about your family, and then
now we're talking about
that
food.
carried over. It's a game of telephone because you were talking about bank robberies, and I was thinking about the time Bobby Lashley was in a bank robbery and got injured, and that's why he wasn't in the Olympics. So that went into wrestling into my brain.
Wow.
Okay.
See, podcasts are easy. It's just talking.
Yeah.
You just keep talking.
Yeah,
and
you
You
make a
just say what's
podcast.
in your
Right.
brain. That's it. Your brain
Just
does
fear
things, and you
silence,
have them
you'll
come
be
out your
all right.
mouth. Yeah.
Oh,
Never
that's
stop
my day to
talking.
day. Speaking about Romeo plus Juliet, God, I think I brought this up a couple weeks ago, but man, John Leguizamo was so fucking cool in that movie. Grubb,
he
don't
is.
you want to see Grubb dressed up as Leguizamo in the beginning scene, and
I wanna
then
dress him
like
like that.
and Dan just flicks a cigarette and goes, "Peace." I hate the word peace. And then
Did
just
I like that movie?
Shows it. Do you like the Boz?
What's he do?
Boz Lerman.
What's he done?
Moulin Rouge.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I haven't
it's
seen
like
Moulin Rouge, but I remember looking at the trailer and being like, I'd probably hate this.
it's like super musical.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe actually it could be a net adjacent, but like a good movie.
I think the only musical I unironically like is the South Park movie. Annette, there's Annette. I kind of unironically respect.
Right. That's
ironically,
it's
like
Schrodinger's respect. Sometimes
Yes.
it's there, sometimes it's not.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes. I respect it and like it when I'm forcing it upon someone else. Yes.
You respect its power and what it does to
right,
people.
right.
It's got power. Yes.
And speaking about power, ladies and gentlemen, this week is going to be an interesting week here at giantbomb.com because Summer Game Fest begins this week, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
It wouldn't be Summer Game Fest, Jeff Grubb, if we didn't roll the couch out to sunny Los Angeles. So we're going to have the couch, Giant Bomb at Night on Friday and on Saturday. Whole different crews of people. But on Sunday, June 9th at the Bellwether in sunny Los Angeles, we will have night 3 of Giant Bomb at Night, hosted by the one and only Jeff Grubb. We got new merch. It's fun stuff, y'all. It's fun stuff where I thought, oh, wow, cool, look. We also have another giveaway from our homies at NZXT, giving away a whole big PC rig. Jeff Grubb, what else do we got going on?
Yeah, we got a lot of friends coming in. We'll have Jason Schreier, Iffy Nwadaway, Alana Pierce, Paris Lilly, Patrick Klepek, Mike Minotti, Elise Willems, Mary Kish, Matthew Rory, and Brad Shoemaker, all confirmed to come hang out with us live. It's going to be good. We're gonna sit down, shoot the shit. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Get some people together that haven't gotten together in quite some time. Looking forward to it. And just to echo it, that new merch. This is the first time anyone's gonna have a chance to see that new merch, by the way. So and it's, I can't wait to see it in person because it's so cool.
Yes. Tickets are now available at Ticketmaster.com, or you can head to bit.ly/GB at night. That's GBATNITE. Single tickets are available, and VIP tickets are also available. Yo.
But
VIP,
that's not all.
VIP grants you early access to the show. You get premium seating, and you get to sit in on a Q&A with us, the GB crew, and everything. Grubb, what else do these tickets get you?
So this is like a pretty cool thing that we were able to make happen in the last couple of days that I'm like really impressed by. And honestly, the deal's so good. Like, it's like, even if you're not in the LA area, just like listen up. A regular ticket gets you a year of premium, and then a VIP ticket gets you a lifetime of premium on giantbomb.com. So like, that's going to be ad-free podcast, all the good stuff there. That's a really good deal.
You get access to the vault and everything, the premium channels in the GB Discord. It's a bunch of fine folk that hang out there. And hey, at a GB at Night, the whole GB crew will be there. Shenanigans will ensue. Don't worry. We're going to roll through, baby.
I can't promise shenanigans.
Yeah, listen, the shenanigans
They
are
could
like,
happen, but I can't promise it.
we keep putting it down on the dock, and then someone, Bacalar, keeps deleting it. And
Yes.
we'll see what we can do.
Anti-shenanigan backlar.
The anti-shenanigan agenda at Giant Bomb is still strong. We're sorry, everybody. If you're wondering how the whole premium thing works, are we gonna have details somewhere where people can like?
Yes, we'll have details where if you've already bought a ticket, if you've already bought a single day ticket or a VIP ticket, we'll have a way to collate all that information after the show. So do not worry, folks.
This is like right now the one way to get like a lifetime of premium, right? So if you're interested, check this out.
Unless you shake down Mike Minotti and
if you
tell
find
him the
him
secret
at Summer Game
password.
Fest. Yes, exactly. If you know the right word to say, you can make that happen.
I can't be bribed. Give me Lorcana packs.
But folks, we
I
hope to
offered
see
you
you
some,
there.
Minotti.
Speaking about shenanigans, there's a whole lot of people working super duper hard behind the scenes to make this thing happen, and we would love to see you there. Hey, if you are hate listening to the show right now, why don't you go buy some tickets?
Yeah.
Show us how much you hate us by buying tickets to the live show.
That would really hurt my feelings a lot. Yeah.
It
You know,
would.
they say never travel without your gear, even if you're not booked. So I'm bringing the sparkly jacket. So,
Okay. All right,
yeah,
just in case.
Yeah, I put this out today to pack it.
There was a part of me that was like, man, I wish Nintendo would just do that direct first thing in June, so that maybe we could talk them into letting us have the World Championships game as like a segment, so we could just do that live. Because I remember at one PAX, I did something with Greg, and they got like Super Smash Brothers a little bit early for their competition, and I'm like, if we could just do that with World Championships, that would have ruled. But oh well, next time.
Yes, that's true. Nikki and Turbo Sean are going to be running a hamster wheel in the background. We've already acquired the hamster wheel. That's how everything will happen. But yes, shouts out to Bacalar, shouts out to Emma, shouts out to the whole team at Fandom. Going on. Again, this shit wouldn't be happening without Emma. Let's all be honest here.
Yeah, it's like I always would listen to these kinds of shows and especially around E3 time and just like wanted to be a part of stuff. This is the best way to do it. It really is. So come hang out with us. It'll be a good time.
If you find me on the side of the stage, I will make you a cup of coffee somehow, and I'll show you pictures of Scout, exclusive pictures of Scout.
Also, like Jordy Midler got his tickets, and he's going to be there. You can go yell at him for being too Scottish. That's something that I think that would really help everybody out if you just did that for us.
Should I walk around with pockets full of Skittles, like loose, and then if anyone sees me on the show, they can ask me for them, and I can just like dump a bunch of Skittles, like Hank Scorpio?
Yeah. Like, I was about to say, like Hank Scorpio. Oh my god.
Well, here's the
Just go
thing,
to
Dan.
Dan, say, give me some gimmicks, and he'll just give you some Skittles.
Yeah, I'm going to unwrap a bunch of Starburst and put them in my pocket just so they're grosser.
Dan, here's the thing.
Like a Ren and Stimpy like cutaway.
Bacalar's not here right now, so we're recording this to wax. So whatever we're saying is law right now.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's how that works. You can't stop this. Yeah,
You can't stop it. Yeah,
promises.
Right.
Also, you know, there'll be some very special guests on top of the couch guests hanging out during the whole live show. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
totally.
Maybe someone very red and furry, perhaps.
Oh, I realized today I need to check a bag.
Yes, we're gonna roll right through. It's gonna be a fun times. You know, I love analog games like board games where maybe you put a bunch of pong balls in something, and you know, you just proclaim a word like huzzah or something close to that.
We like gimmicks.
That's right. And we like foisting. There's going to be a lot of foisting. It's going to be good.
Word.
Yeah.
I'm going to foist MacGruber upon Minotti while we're there because he hasn't seen it. So
yeah.
Thursday night, Hotel MacGruber, it's happening.
That's right. Let's foist, baby.
Hotel MacGruber is where I want to die.
Hey,
that's my favorite song by Eagles.
Yeah.
When y'all ever bought a pizza as a kid, you know, like that little like white box stopper thing in the middle of the pizza?
Yeah.
The little
Yeah.
piece
Did you
table.
ever think that was like a small table?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was to keep the cardboard box from falling in the middle.
Mike, why do we?
so imaginative.
I never thought of the actual reason it existed.
Well, there
if you
it
would have
is.
asked me before Minotti said that, I would have said it was like to keep the pizza together and not sliding
And
apart.
as Jan was saying, that he did describe the reason as well. So, yeah.
Okay, there's definitely a point in my life where I didn't know what it did, but I never thought it was a little table.
Well, okay, like, did I your first shoot think it was a table that someone was going to act like? I'm like, no, it just looks like a little toy table is what I was saying.
This is just you yes-anding no matter the consequences.
Yes, Mike. This is how podcasts work.
No, I told you how podcasts are done. You just keep talking.
Minus 20 points for Mike. No
Yeah, for
podcast
real.
points
I
for
can
you.
back
say
in the
no
corner.
and keep talking too. That's easy.
You know what? I'm taking away
Ian.
all of your podcast points.
No, and
But what
I
if he
would
smells
rather
something he
you
doesn't like
did
to
it.
smell?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll go through one of those like little pizza tables because I've still been told I can't go through a table.
Oh,
Wait,
that'd be
what if we got,
hard.
like,
Can
we
we
like collect like
perforate it?
500 of them and like throw you through all of them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it.
That should be instead like the thumbtack bag or the one that
Yeah.
had dice in, a double or
Pizza
nothing, and
table
one
bag.
just filled with pizza tables. That would hurt.
Oh, that would hurt. Would that? Yeah, little pizza tables.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's structural integrity.
Somebody should like, you know, like they drop like the thumbtacks or the dice or whatever. Imagine a bag full of the pizza tables. That'd be rough.
Is this
We
a bit?
literally
Hey,
just,
wait, hey, what's happening,
is
Mike?
this a
You okay,
bit?
bud?
we literally just said that, Mike.
That's the conversation we're
The
literally
whole
having
thing we
right
were
now.
just saying.
I was
Look how
looking at-
pleased he is with himself.
All right, I think he's embarrassed.
You can read Minotti better.
Yeah, this one is. I wasn't listening.
If you're listening to the audio version, check this out on YouTube and go to that timestamp.
Mike is beat red right now.
I was reading chat. Okay, I was engaging with the audience.
You
have to engage with the people here.
So he was waiting to see if chat was responding to that. He didn't
Wow.
care about what you were doing.
That was totally the Rory, let's look at the menu thing. Do you remember that?
Look, that one was on me.
All right. Okay. Live show June 9th, Bellwether, LA. Hey, if you still buy a ticket, the VIP ticket or the standard ticket, you still get premium. we can't stop that. You don't have to show up at the show.
Yes, that's right. Yes, exactly. That deal's so good. Don't ignore it for those kinds of details.
How's everyone else doing, boys?
I think we're all falling apart, aren't we?
We're like various levels of like bouncing around illness and stress. I'm like on the upswing, but it's like I'm gonna be traveling here in 2 days, so who knows what's gonna happen by then.
Yeah, I'm worried about my sinuses exploding on a plane. That's going to be bad. So
It's a shorter flight. Right?
That's the thing. I had to cancel the Poland one, which, was rough because I would have seen Frostpunk 2, which I can't ever shut up about Frostpunk.
God, you're always
it's my thing. Sorry to bring it up again. So time to Frostpunk with Dan. Yeah, I know. He's always in the comments. Yeah,
I know Hardy hates that kind of thing, right? And he's always railing against strategy games or something. But you're a big advocate for them.
That's correct. Right. Yes. So yes, that seemed like a missable trip for me. Well, I did want to go, but it was a long trip. So Summer Games Fest, hopefully okay. Get my surgery right afterwards, so I'll be out for a little bit. But looking forward to Summer Games Fest.
I'm on the prednisone train with you now, Dan.
We're on the gas. No, I'm off the gas now. I wish my running is hurting now that I'm not on the gas.
Mike, why are you on it? Unless it's a personal reason you want to talk about.
Oh no, yeah, I've been very mad at the U.S. healthcare system or whatever lately because I have Crohn's. I was put on a drug that basically fixed it. For
I know you. For a while there, you were like green. Yeah, all good.
And then I got a message from not my doctor, but my insurance company. Like, we're switching your medicine. I was like,
fun. Oh, they got between you and your doctor just the way that the Obamacare death panels were going to? Weird.
Then they switched me to something that was not like. I was like, is this exactly like the other one? They're like, not exactly, but pretty close. I'm like, cool. And then my symptoms came back for the first time in like a year while I was traveling the last time in LA. It hasn't really gone away, so now I'm on. Yeah, I'm on the
terrible.
It's like stress and stuff. It makes it worse. So when I sit there and think about how I'm mad about the situation, then it gets much worse again. So I had to do things to distract myself, like running after ice cream trucks and getting that stupid Sonic ice cream pop thing.
Did you run for it?
I did, because I went outside, looked right past me as if this middle-aged man couldn't possibly be interested in a novelty ice cream product. So thankfully, he stopped for some
ice cream guy.
He stopped for some children up the street, so then I caught up.
How dare
as I get out of the way first.
Mike,
Daddy eats first.
Did this? Daddy always eats first. Did the Sonic Gumball eyes? Did they purposely come fucked up when you opened it?
They don't purposely, but it just happens so often that it's part of the charm now. Those Gumball eyes were much worse than usual. They're never good. These ones, like I took a while to bite into them, and once I did, they kind of dissolved into this unpleasant wet sand thing. It was not gum.
Was it similar to the long boy you had during WrestleMania?
It was pretty similar to my first
Slim Jims for Sonic's eyes.
Well, these solidified in the cavities of my teeth after a while.
That's what you want. That's what you want from sugar.
Yeah, so I spit all of that out, but the Sonic part was very good. But yeah, the Crows has been annoying. Prednisone will help. They're gonna put me on a different drug, not the old one, because that one's still expensive and scary to them. So I think I have to try 3 other generics and see if any of them work before they'll finally be like, fine, I guess you can just be healthy with the thing that worked already.
Mike, you'd be proud of me. You were talking about ice cream. I did a double take at Costco this week, and I saw Dole Whip. Like shoot Dole Whip in the freezer section, and I got 2 boxes of pineapple Dole Whip, and it is delicious.
Yeah, you like I joke it's better at Disney World, and of course, part of it's because you're at Disney World. But
he's not joking.
Dole Whip is just made by the Dole Company, right? You can't get it in a lot of places.
I haven't seen it. I've looked at other places since I've learned about it, but this is the first time I've seen it in a store.
I haven't been able to stop eating shoot pineapples.
They're good.
Yeah, you've been on a pineapple train this last couple of weeks.
I don't know why. I just ate a whole pineapple again yesterday, and every time I was telling Grub this, every time I'm eating like a fantastic fruit, I just get sad because I think of Mike Minotti.
A fantastic fruit. Wait, is that like a genre, or are you just saying it as a descriptor?
Like a
I think
descriptor.
he's
You
using
said it
the
like-
adjective. It's an adjective. Yeah.
Okay, for some reason the way you said it made me think that like, oh, what are fantastic fruits? I didn't know pineapple was part of the fantastic family.
This is new branding, and I'm Dan Reichert. I love branding.
Wow.
All right, well, let's do it now. Let's brand fantastic fruits.
Okay.
What is in that family of fruit? Pineapple.
Starburst.
A small watermelon.
Okay, pineapples, watermelons, Starburst.
Right. Okay. Just the Honeycrisp apples, none of the other apples.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kiwi.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
I just told you that stress is bad for my condition.
Naming fruits is making you sick.
What's another
Straight
fantastic
banana,
fruit?
says Christian. I'm sorry, that really got me. Oh, could you imagine how fucked up it would be to see a straight banana?
I would call the
hate
cops.
That.
I'd call the cops.
I would like take it to my local university to be studied. Like, oh,
Like,
I would
it's
just walk into the police station and put it down on the front desk.
yeah. Look
He's
what
just
someone
dangling,
did.
huh?
Put some cuffs on this.
Oh, damn.
25 to life.
But anyway, I get sad eating fantastic fruits because I think, oh, Mike will never know the glory of this.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Let's talk video games.
I'm glad you're thinking about me, though.
I hate how much I think of you.
I think
I'm sorry,
you a lot
Mike.
too.
Yeah,
that happens.
constantly.
Yeah.
Great. That's what I want. That's my only goal. So good.
For some reason, like, I don't watch Twitch a ton. You're the only person out of everyone I follow on Twitch that I set notifications for on my phone. Like, oh, Mitch is live.
I noticed you pop up. Yeah, you were there for my Rage Racer stream.
I don't know what it is. I pop up. Yeah.
It's because it's that hot content.
The Minotti effect. Yeah, I watched you like rank stuff for a little bit, and I was upset with myself. I wasn't even actively watching you. I just had you on my phone.
Yeah, I do that too. I'll be like putting together Legos and I'll have them on my phone down there. Yeah. They don't say something crazy and I have to get in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have it on just like, I get the notifications, and then my kids are always like, is that Uncle Mikey? I'm like, yeah, that's Uncle
Sure
Mikey.
is. And whenever I'm not on the screen, everybody should be asking, "Where's
Uh-huh.
Uncle Mikey?"
There it is.
Yeah, that's what my kids ask me all the time. And then they ask me, where have you been, Dad?
Right, of course.
Mike Minotti, you've gotten the chance to preview something, and that's partially why we have you here. You checked out Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree.
What?
Yes, I did. That was part of why I was out in LA for so long. I got to attend a preview event for Shadow of the Erdtree in Hollywood. Got to hang out with Tam and Lucy, by the way, along with Andy Cortez over at Kinda Funny. So we had a fun time. God, should I talk about the game or the bird that almost took a crap on Lucy first?
The
game.
latter.
It was a close thing, I tell you what. Holy shit. Literally. Yeah,
She doesn't
walking
deserve it. She needs to be
No.
spared of all bird poop, I think.
No, yeah, we're walking down Hollywood Boulevard. We're just stopping, waiting for, the crosswalk light, and there's like a bird on top of like the light pole. And guys, it was a game of inches, not feet. Like I heard this plop sound, right? I like look over and it is like this from her shoe. She was frozen in terror. I don't blame her. It was a harrowing experience. It was incredible.
You didn't jump in the way of the bullet?
It was too fast. I couldn't get down, Mr. President.
There was an E3 where I watched a bird shit on Ben Hansen's head, and I was good I got him napkins. I didn't laugh at him. Like nothing like that. I just cackled the entire time and pointed at his head, covered in shit. It was amazing. It was great.
Man.
Yeah. The preview was at a cemetery, by the way. That was fun.
Was it the Hollywood cemetery that they
It was
watch
that
movies
Hollywood Forever cemetery. Yeah, with the peacocks roaming around and whatnot. And there was some weird crypts. There was one crypt that was on a tiny island in a tiny lake. There's a tiny bridge to get there. I kind of wanted to go over there and see what was going on with that.
What's the deal with peacocks? Why can't they just walk around like zoos and they're the one animal that just doesn't have they just walk around?
Do they not fly?
I don't know.
fly.
Is that the deal? Are they just friendly and don't fly?
I don't know.
They're just so fabulous.
They're great.
I
I think they're awesome. Yeah.
I think maybe they have like strong territorial boundaries, so they just like kind of always come back to like where they're supposed to be or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're giant, right? How far are they gonna go?
They're big. They're meaty. You ever think about
Don't eat a
Yeah,
peacock.
I think about those haunches.
eating a peacock?
It's probably frowned upon to eat peacocks, right?
I don't know.
I don't want to eat a peacock.
Yeah, I'm
Would
a
it
very
upset you?
adventurous eater. I would.
I would eat emu before I would eat a peacock.
I don't know if I eat emu.
I'm just saying before. All right.
There's that urban legend in Disney for a while that the turkey legs are so big because they're actually emu legs.
Mike, how is Elden Ring?
Real quick, he went from Peacock to Disney, and in my head, I go, I wonder if I could go from Peacock to wrestling. I was like, oh wait, got it. All right.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They did also service turkey legs at the event. Anyways, yeah, Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree. We got to play like 3 hours of it. Nice beefy demo.
Is there skateboarding?
There's no skateboarding.
Oh, so it's still Elden Ring. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of like was my big takeaway. It's like, oh yeah, this is like more of the same and good. That's what I want. I mean, this is this isn't Elden Ring 2 or anything like that. This is the Elden Ring expansion. It's kind of like discovering a part of the game that but it feels like it was always there, but only now you're able to access it. Even like the presentation of that is cool. Like I'm not like some giant Elden Ring lore head, but even I was picking up throughout the game how they're constantly talking about Mikola, right? Who's like one of these gods, and Melania is the sister, and that's the one you fight, and that's a super hard boss fight. And she's really up. She's like, my brother's awesome. He's so cool. Like I want to see this guy. How come he's not in this game? So this is the expansion that's really all about him. Even like getting to this new area, the Land of Shadow, is really dramatic because like the husk of Mikola's like body is like hanging out of this like cracked egg thing, and you got to touch his weird withered corpse hand, and then you get teleported there. Like it's the exact stuff that you want from Elden Ring.
Is it a big egg?
Oh,
It's a big egg. No gobbledygooker in there.
did you see the big crazy guy that looks like a fire pit? Because I saw a video of that, and that looks crazy.
Yeah, so like the first area you're in, kind of big open plain. It's like it doesn't look entirely different than from stuff you'd see in Elden Ring, but everything's a bit more ghostly. I think there's a lot more kind of a presence of death there. Like one of the interesting features was these kind of ghostly grave markers, which is why I think the event was at Hollywood Forever. That would kind of like phase in and out of existence as you were near them. And then there's this giant. Yeah, it's like if the Wicker Man had a giant fire pit for a head walking around. It's like, of course, you're drawn to that. And I went and like swung my sword at his ankles for a little bit. Then he like stomped on me and shot out a fire boulder at me, and I was dead within 2 seconds. So, Mike, there.
This is like a completely sectioned off, quartered off area that you have to like warp to, or I don't know if you know.
It's a completely new map area, and I'm not sure exactly how big it is. It felt like with my, about 3 hours of exploring and wandering around, I don't want to say scratching the surface. Maybe I got a good finger's length in there, but still quite a lot of depth to go.
Adding that to your list of Mike Minottiisms or what?
Oh, no.
Okay, so yes, did they describe the size of the map compared to everything else? Like, I mean, these are things like I'll be happy to discover on my own, but I also am like, I want this to be pretty big, but I don't want it to be so massive that I'm overwhelmed by it. How are you feeling about that?
It's going to be big. I think that, I don't know how long it's going to be, right? I think for me, it's going to be a sweet spot where, it'll probably be as long as many other actual games, right? In a lot of ways. It's just another 100 hours now. No, I don't think so like that. But it also does feel like its own thing. It kind of reminds me of, remember Oblivion, the Shivering Isles?
Yeah.
This is kind of like Portal in the middle of the main game that you can kind of go to wherever, and then it's like a mini Oblivion inside of Oblivion that's going on there. And it's very similar, but it has its own flavor. That's kind of the vibe that I get from it. And I'm not like some giant, I like From Software games, but I'm not some huge From Software head. Yeah, I'm not Tam. So I don't know how this compares to like their previous big DLC efforts or thing like that. I imagine probably similar, but this is open world, so it's a little bit different how it's all presented. But yeah, so after kind of wandering around a bit, I did just find like the fortress area, right? And again, that's familiar stuff, kind of decayed fortress, but still looks very good, and it is just that satisfying Elden Ring combat. And I'm not somebody who has replayed Elden Ring with new characters. I played through it when it came out and loved it, but then moved on. But like coming back to it now, a couple years later, it's just immediately like, oh yeah, this is still fantastic. This is still like riding a bike. It's all coming back to me very quickly. And And then you go through that whole thing, and there's a boss at the end, and it's some horrible lion, demon, ghost thing, and he's like cycling through different elemental phases, and it's just such an awesome boss fight. It's such a good looking character, like one of the best looking bosses among all of Elden Ring already. Just an incredibly weird, creepy looking monster thing. And I have to admit, I probably spent about an hour of my demo trying to kill the boss. He kind of like, everyone was kind of nervous, like looking around, like, is anyone else like beating the boss? Like, and like you would see somebody dead, and you're like, oh, I'm a fucking loser. Somebody else already, you know, like you keep gotta go at it. So until you finally, maybe you get there, maybe you didn't, because other people were smart and like, hey, I only have 3 hours. I need to go check out other things here. But I was a little stubborn and stuck with that boss until I beat it. And hey, just like always in those things, it's like, yeah, it can be frustrating, but boy, when you get that kill, that feels good.
This is one of my most anticipated things this year. It's like Astro Bot in this, so
same.
Very excited.
Too.
Yes. Yeah, exactly right. Those are it.
It wasn't until we did the co-op Elden Ring stuff that I thought, like, I don't need to check out Shadow of the Erdtree. And then you just pop back into that world, even fresh.
It's so easy to get back into it.
It feels just as good now as it did a couple years ago whenever it came out.
No, it was like such an immediate, like, oh yeah, this game was really special, wasn't it? There's a reason why we all freaked out about this. And again, like, the story hook here of like, what is Mikola up to? Like, is this a friend or foe? Let's be honest, we're probably gonna fight, right?
What if we kiss?
Right? What if we kiss? Well,
but if you fight, then kiss.
Was he gonna think about the fact that I killed his sister and all these things? And there's like a lot of
he gets it.
Like kind of everybody here, like especially all of the non-enemy NPCs, they're also looking for Mikola, and it's kind of like almost like a cult forming around him. So there's some intrigue there. Like I want to see what's going on and where this is all going to end, and how that does it tie into the original game at all? Like does doing all this unlock some kind of new ending, for example, or something else, right? And there's other things like there's new weapons and all that stuff. Although I'm a sword and board kind of guy in Elden Ring, and that's pretty much what I was really doing the entire time. It's just kind of what feels comfortable for me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's the kind of DLC where it's like, well, this specific thing is happening, so you better have your character ready to deal with that. It's like, you can still play it how you want, right?
Right, yeah, and there's, there are some new things. Like one of the weapons that we did have, it was like a Melania-style weapon, and like the kind of like special ability you got with it puts you in her sword stance, where she's kind of like holding out her sword. You can do things based off of that. There's also some like gauntlets, right? There's like melee fisty stuff that you can do now, and you could take some of that to the main game and might give you a different build or different experience in there. I do think it is mostly about this new thing and not so much about entirely augmenting the old
experience. The new experience,
right? Like, I think about expansions like Reaper of Souls for Diablo 3, where like, the base game had a lot of problems, so the expansion's going to add new stuff, but also we gotta fix a lot of things.
That's not necessary.
A lot you gotta fix about Elden Ring.
You think it would be, I'd be robbing myself of an experience if I started a new character for the DLC and kind of just like cheat engine my way through to stuff?
No, you did it once.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Exploit the hell out of it.
Do you all have characters ready to go? Like
I was just looking that up because like I don't remember who Moog is. I played through the game twice.
Like there's columns, and he's like a big fiery guy. He's near the end as far as I remember playing the game.
Pretty late-ish in
I just beat what's her name, lady with the sword, the Florence the Machine looking lady.
Yeah, Melania. So this is that.
I just beat her. Sister. So am I close to Moog?
If you could beat Melania, then you're able to do anything.
I beat the fire giant. Beat Melania. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right there. Yeah. You should be. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then I'm pretty much ready then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna take again. I have one character. That's just the way I play. I'm just gonna take that character into this.
Yeah, I get my multiplayer character, which I suppose you could do the DLC with that. But yeah,
there is a part of me after playing this. It's like, Elden Ring sure is good. It would be fun to make a new character and do all of that.
I mean, we're gonna do another multiplayer stream before this game is out, so you come hang out with us and do that there. That'd be fun.
Maybe yeah.
You can have that character as a separate save as your own and stuff. Yeah.
Because I never messed around with magic very much at all. Again, I was just fun. Very sword and board, and it always looks pretty fun.
What is sword and board?
Like sword and shield.
Oh, okay, got it.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's what the kids call
my
it.
fancy fantasy terms on you.
I got the sword part. I was picturing like a paddle for board. I was like, I remember that class.
I thought you were still talking about a skateboard.
Yeah.
teacher. Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited about Shadow of the Erdtree.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all are. Another game we have here on the list is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Who's on this one? I'm still playing this as well, but I didn't add it to the list, so I was curious who added it.
It's me.
Okay.
Because I've been playing this. I know. Don't be shocked, everybody. I've been playing a good amount of this. And again, like when I was having Crohn's flares up or something, like, distractions from games is a big thing that can't help with that. You're not just constantly thinking about some dull ache in your stomach or what have you. This is such a very good game at that because it is just so charming and so fun and so engaging. But playing this games make me really happy because I loved Thousand Year Door, but I also played it 20 years ago. So a lot of it is like, my brain knows I love the game. I forget a lot of specific details. And sometimes it's like, oh, is it really that good? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm, playing through this again now. I'm like, man, it really is that game. It is so fantastic. It has a nice kind of curve to it where, I'm in or just finished chapter 4. And like, yeah, man, like, these battles are not just an automatic thing. Even in the Mario RPG remake, which I liked a lot, they added kind of mechanics there, like a lot more moves hit multiple enemies. There were super moves that weren't there before. And they didn't really balance the game, like rebalance it around that stuff. So, I loved it, but it was very easy. And not that this is some super hard game.
Yeah, I still think this is pretty easy, but it's like, at least there's challenge in how they present the fights.
Exactly. Like, I definitely think that I am doing more with my brain during these battles with all my various resources.
Yeah, just enemies that like don't take damage from certain kinds of attacks and thinking about what you need to do there. That sort of thing alone is interesting.
And
there were characters there that were unique too. It's like everything about Paper Mario post this game baffles me, especially the sticker saga thing, color splash, and all that stuff. Like, it's just a billion toads and none of the personality. Like, the writing's fine, but there's no leveling up and stuff. Like, I feel like Thousand Year Door is like the perfect Paper Mario game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, if all those other Paper Mario games had this leveling up and this combat system, they would all instantly be like 2 points better. Like, I really hated Sticker Star. That could have got up to like a 7 or an 8 easily if they just would have done the same stuff that they're doing here. The character designs is a big part of it. You're right. That's generic Toads, generic Goombas, even in like Origami King, where I thought it had a lot of great characters. I think the Bob-omb just looked like any other Bob-omb. And it's like, that character is so good. You could have just given him a hat, and that would have been so much more. But yeah.
And Origami King, why ever get into a fight? Why ever engage with the battle system?
The best part of that game is when you got the hits that could just take out enemies without having to get into battle. And then it became on the field. And it just became an instantly better game.
Question. Let's not say just the Switch ones. I was originally going to ask Paper Mario Thousand Year Door or Mario RPG. Let's say someone is coming in, they've never played a Mario RPG. What is the one you start with? Count the Mario and Luigi games, count, the remakes, everything.
Start with?
What's the best first one?
I think age would matter. If you were younger, I do think Mario RPG, like so much of Mario RPG is my first RPG. And there's a lot of that in the Thousand Year Door also. But Mario RPG is very short for an RPG, and it's even easier than this. So if it was like somebody under 10, somebody under 10 that, but otherwise, just go with Thousand Year Door. It is so freaking charming and fun.
I put Bowser's inside story up there too.
Superstar Saga still holds up.
Superstar Saga is awesome.
Holds up. Yep. Absolutely. But there is just something to this. The writing is fantastic. I know, of course, it is in Superstar Saga, but there's so much funny stuff going on here. Every time you talk to Luigi and he just tells you about his concurrent, very video gamey RPG adventure, then you talk to whatever buddies with him, like, this guy sucks. I'm just here to make sure he doesn't fuck something else up, but also he owes me money.
Is this game the start of the Luigi sucks character trait?
I think a lot of
it. Or Paper Mario?
This plays it up a lot.
Yeah.
Because
he's just kind of Green Mario until he sucks.
God, I love it. It's Superstar Saga where no one knows his name and they're like, I don't know, Mr. Greenstash and that stuff. I love that.
They're definitely going hard with that stuff here for a while, and I think it took the year of Luigi to kind of massage that into something a bit more palatable. Perhaps
he got gooey.
Yeah. Once he got Luigi'd.
Yeah. He got absolutely good. But you talk about the partners. They are so good in this. Vivian is such a great character. The baby Yoshi that you get to name, I named mine Mitch.
That's Minotti.
And the baby Yoshi always calls you Gonzalez because that's your ring name when he was born. And I'm like, that's
It's
fantastic.
still real to him.
It's still real to him. Damn it, Jeff. What color is your Yoshi?
I got a green one.
Oh, I got a green one the first time I played it, and I had no idea they could be different colors.
Oh, wow, they
It's
can?
random. It's
In the
random.
original, they could too.
Yeah, it's based off of
Wow.
like the time they hatch from when you get it. So I got a white Yoshi this time. It was,
Oh,
it was just
wow.
like little things like that. That's fun.
Yep.
Even like the episodic nature of it is fantastic because it switches things up. Like chapter 3 is the tournament saga, and
Yes.
it's very pro wrestling like, but there's intrigue and it's actually kind of intriguing. It's
Yep.
great.
And then, like, when you, in between chapters, you get new abilities, you go back to Rogueport, and it's like a little tiny Metroidvania where you're like, oh, I get to find like a new shortcut and go here. And oh, I remember there's that thing. Now that I can like blow paper away, I can go there and open up that space to see what's over there. It's great.
I hate the timing of this because it's the exact same situation as Metroid Prime, where I played Paper Mario 2 for the first time during the pandemic. A couple years ago, I streamed it, and now the remake comes out, and I don't feel like playing it because I just played it.
I
Metroid
get it.
Prime, I played during the pandemic on stream. Loved it. Did it with some HD texture packs and stuff, so I never played this one. So, following that logic, we will get Wind Waker HD
Yep.
on
Thank
Switch
you.
very soon since I'm
Thank
almost
you.
done with that
Appreciate it.
now. Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you for your
Yep,
service.
yep. Let me know
appreciate-
what you want me to play. If you want a remake of it, I can make it happen.
Yeah, Dave, I gotta get you on Ridge Racer Type 4 very soon here.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of want to.
Yeah. The one last thing I want to say is the stylish moves, which is like every attack has like its like normal command like timing or
And that
like
stuff's
other
very
thing you
easy
do.
to understand and do.
Right, and that's how you do extra damage. But then each one also has like a much more hidden. Press A at a specific point to do a style kind of pose or whatever, a little flourish, and then the audience likes that, and you get more stars, which is a resource for special moves. And like you kind of have to find these out on your own where they are, and then the timing for them is a good deal hard to get, and pulling them off feels
great.
so good. The game is a big part of this probably is because the remake is so good. The game's better than I remembered,
Yeah.
Cool.
which makes me so happy.
It looks great. They really nailed that. Those timing of the stylish moves is very similar to how like the timing worked with just normal attacks in Super Mario RPG, where it's like
Sure.
kind of mysterious and hard to nail down. And it's like, well, yeah, that's fine for if they're like bonuses on top of the normal damage. And so like that's like just such a good idea across the board. It is like a fun little thing each time you're in a battle. So battles are very engaging. The world is amazing. The character is great. The writing's great. I think that the time you spend in each chapter maybe goes a little long sometimes, but it's
Sure.
I'm never like, it's not that I'm bored. It's just like, you know, I think, oh, the pacing could be a little bit faster, a little bit brisker, but other than that, it's just such a good game.
I'm stuck deciding whether or not this is going to be my plain/SGF game or Lorelei and Laser Eyes.
I think you would really like this game.
How many? You bringing notebooks and calculators onto the plane?
I just might. I finally busted out a piece of graph paper, and I was so upset with myself.
I'm so messed up. I like heard about Lorelei and Laser Eyes, and I was like, I don't know if I can get to that. Then I saw Bailey playing it yesterday. I'm like, oh, this has tank controls.
You know what's
I'm
crazy,
like into
Mike?
it.
I played a few hours of Lorelei, and I didn't even cross my mind that it had tank controls because it just
Yeah.
felt so natural with the camera angles. I think I just started playing like Resident Evil and never
Right.
even thought like, oh, tank controls. It just felt so natural, you know?
Yeah, it's what it has to be.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why I did this, but I decided to finish Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Hey, what's going on over there,
Oh,
bud?
are you doing okay, Jan?
Yeah.
I remember Tam saying offhandedly in a meeting that it's only like 5 to 6 hours, and I
Right.
thought, well, maybe I didn't understand it. Let's try and understand it. Let's try and get it.
Do you understand it?
No, not at all.
Did you have fun? Oh, games don't have to be fun. Yeah, they can.
God,
Come on, who are we
just-
kidding?
Just destroying that straw man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Man, it didn't stand a chance.
It's a very, very pretty and beautiful game that stays consistent throughout it. I couldn't delete it off of my computer fast enough. Part of the reason why I checked it out, besides remembering Tam said it's so short, is I was doing my hard drive maintenance of like, well, which one of these games can I delete? And I thought, well, I already put an hour or so into Hellblade 2. If I only have to check it out 4 or 5 hours more, it's doable. And the whole time I was just you know when a friend shows you a movie that they're very excited about, and you kind of just have to politely smile, like, yeah, it's good, yeah. That was me the whole game, just nodding to myself, like, yeah,
Sure.
it's good.
Yeah.
I just wish that the combat became more involved, or that there's like some type of tree or advancement that builds up. It just winds up becoming a bunch of duels after a while. And then I forgot who said it here, but someone said it was like the order of 18.
Order 1886.
1886
Yeah, the letterboxing thing.
with the
Yeah.
forced letterbox thing.
Yep.
And I thought, like, I'm normally a mark for letterbox stuff, but like not this. And like, I don't know. I think it does a lot of very neat things with the storytelling. The binaural like audio stuff is really neat. It's cool, but like playing the actual game is just like walking through mud, and like it was turning me into Guiji (parentheses negative). And like I just
Luigi.
the worst Guiji. And I just don't know if I can like wholeheartedly recommend this, even if it is on Game Pass. Like, if you are looking for something like a God of War 2018 or
Or if you like games to be not fun.
Yeah. Okay.
right. If you're
Yeah.
looking for like an
They're out
action
there.
game or whatever, like I would rather check out like other games that this kind of reminds me of. Like I wanted to check out A Plague's Tale Requiem instead of this. Two radically different games, but for some reason they occupy the same headspace. For
Or
me.
even like, you know, people talk about the walking simulator thing or whatever, you know, Edith Finch, Gone Home, like there are ones that are interesting and doing interesting things. I just, and I don't mean to act like, look, there are good things about Hellblade and you know, there are well done elements of it for sure. I just think, I don't know, I've really enjoyed like Edith Finch and Gone Home way more than I did this.
Yeah. I think Hellblade gets in its own way a little bit more than those games.
Yeah, I think it 100% stumbles over itself. And then when someone made the comparison that like it's not so much a Dewey game because you're kind of jumping through several hoops just to move sometimes, that really took me away from the game. And I don't know, I'm someone that really enjoys story in games. Like I'll sit through a visual novel game 100% and lock in. I just after this felt like a grudge match after a while of like, well, I think I'm close to the end. I think I'm just going to finish it now.
This is that Edge Randy Orton WrestleMania Performance Center match, right?
It is exactly like that, where it's like, okay, we're still going. Yep, no, just keep going.
We're telling stories, pal.
Like, we'll get through this. And I just wish I enjoyed it more. I think I was just more upset with myself afterwards. But it's very pretty. The whole time, like, I
Graphical
was
showpiece, sure.
I was just hoping like the set pieces would kind of match up to like how I'm feeling and playing the game, because like Uncharted does that really well, right? Like here's a massive set piece. Now go play the game, even though the playing of the game in those moments feels fairly slight. But yeah, Hellblade 2. I can definitively say it's not going to make my top 10 at the end of the year.
Yeah, I believe that.
Another thing we have here, very, very similar to Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip.
Yeah!
Are you playing this, Dan?
Grub, you tweeted about it. I haven't said a word to you about this. I saw you tweet
hell,
about
this
it,
is
and
my
just the
favorite.
screenshot, I was like, I'm going to download this. I downloaded it on my Steam Deck. I played it in 2 sessions and beat it. I beat it last night during Raw. I love this game.
It's awesome. Okay, a couple of things. Let's start at the top. Dan said beat it in 2 sessions, couple hours. That's awesome. When we were kids on the NES, games
Mike, I see
used to
that.
just be 2 hours. Like that's just what it was. They were 2-3 hours, and this game is like what's a long hike or so a short hike where it's like you can beat it in a couple sessions. You have a very simple goal, and it's this game is best described as open world sort of Simpsons hit and run with a short hike sort of stuff happening as well.
Well, the crazy thing is, it is open world and it fits so much into like a less than 4-hour runtime. There are like significant upgrades to get. There are like collectathon elements, like a rare 3D platformer. There's like actual like character interactions, and it's like, oh, that's the guy that's sun tanning. Oh, I'm trying to impress this girl that works at the job application place. Like, there's kind of interesting. Oh, she doesn't like these salty fries, so I got to find a new thing. Like, it's a really likable game. It's a weird and funny game. And it does have an open world that is very condensed. But like, there's a good amount of stuff to do in there.
Yeah, it's jam packed with like activities basically, and it's like you can always be working on something. You get a pretty lengthy sort of quest log, and the quest log is go find 4 different kinds of bugs. And when you're out in the world, you're like, oh, there's a bug that looks different than the one I've seen before. Let me go catch it. Oh, I don't have the thing to catch it with. Okay, what do I got to do to get that? So there's a natural progression of just like building up your abilities, and that sort of introduces you to the world, forces you to go explore. And it's got a really good sense of humor. The writing is very funny. The character is a kindergartner. He's got like this droll wit sort of about him, where like someone will ask him something, hey, don't you think you should do that? And most of the time he's like, no, I'm not gonna. You're supposed to be in summer school. Well, I'm not going.
He's trying to go to space.
Yeah, he's trying to go to space.
He's trying to escape the sleepy town of Sprinkle Water, which made me laugh every time I saw Sprinkle Water on my screen.
Sprinkle, man.
It's just a blast. My kids love it. It's the kind of game where I could just hand it to them and they'll just do what they want because it's a playground. There is no sort of enemy coming to attack you. There is no timer. There's not really a fail state. It's just go play around, have fun, mess around. And then if you want to accomplish the grand goal of go to space, you can work on that and have a good time as well.
There's mini games with leaderboards. Like, Grub, I saw you on there's a yoga leaderboard. There's a bumper cars thing. There's like all these different mini games and stuff you can do. It is I can't imagine a better plane game because I played the whole thing on the Steam Deck. 60 FPS was just running great. Okay. Jan, it's an ideal game for a plane. It's a blast.
Yeah, I like the look of this dude too. I like this little freak.
And you can hit B, and he just goes like, wow, wow, wow.
He'll just start talking his own language. It doesn't, as far as I can tell, doesn't really do anything.
No, it's like a fart button in GTA.
Yes, exactly. It's
yeah.
really fun. Everything about it is just in my wheelhouse. And and again, I go back to, it's not trying to overstay its welcome. It's not like, hey, we have this good idea. We have to make it 20 to 30 hours so we can justify this price tag. That never happened with this game. So it's just this awesome condensed experience. And I come out of the other side like, well, I'm going to play more. I'm going to keep playing this. This is a good time. It's just so well done.
It never dragged. When I saw credits last night, I was just like, that was just a great gaming experience from beginning to end. I was having fun the entire time.
Yeah, it's got you can steal cars and sell them and stuff.
You get like a Deku Leaf like glider situation, like a good upgrade. You're upgrading like the boost on your car. It made me want to because I don't know why I never played The Simpsons Hit and Run or Road Rage. And like I love Simpsons and I love that era and like I feel like I should probably play those games.
Play that, that'd be great.
Yeah. I just played
Hit and Run holds up.
Yeah, I just played Hit and Run for the first time last year, and it's still very good.
Yep.
Oh, speaking about older games, last week on UPF for the first half, we played Rumble Roses. And
you did.
Mike, what was the second game we played? Downhill Domination.
Downhill Domination.
Is that the one with the fucked up box art like that's different on the 3 different consoles where it's like faces going into faces? Is that?
I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure.
Ooh, chat, what is that?
Yeah, Jan may have not had a box in front of him.
Yeah.
Weird.
I just got it used from my local Blockbuster.
Okay.
Right. But hey, Rumble Roses, surprisingly,
it looked fun.
I'm looking up my review of Rumble Roses. What do you think I gave it out of? Why am I bringing up WCW?
I bet you really stuck your nose up at the horniness of that game. I think everyone did at the time, and I don't necessarily blame
Rumble Roses XX is all about boobs, boobs, boobs. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I do have a paragraph about it here. Yep.
Yeah. You probably give it a 6 or a 5.
Yeah.
You got Naughty Nurse, Naughty Cop. I gave it a 6. Yeah.
That's like the average score. And like, I don't know. It's like watching Jim play it. I'm like, I understand that. I get it. But this game looks fun. And it's kind of doing some things that other wrestling games don't. Like each wrestler has the story mode with cutscenes and stuff, which is really neat. Like there was some, the wrestling itself looked pretty responsive. That camera angle is fucked up, right?
Right, the corner from like the turnbuckle perspective.
My last line here is, this is a title for 13-year-old boys who apparently haven't discovered the resources of the internet. You'd be better off watching Scrambled Cinemax.
Yeah, I think at that time, right, it was... These games are just going after that audience, and it was impossible to see past that. Like, in hindsight, it's like, okay, yeah, everyone does know there's a million of these things available. Is there still any sort of redemptiveness here? And it's like, yeah, like this is actually kind of fun and silly and stupid. And part of me has an affinity for what I watched you guys play.
Yeah, it's a competent wrestling game.
Yeah,
too. Like it feels completely fine. But Downhill Domination though,
That also looked great.
That was just
really
like an
good.
adrenaline rush the whole time. It
Actual
felt
hidden gem.
an absolute hidden gem. Shouts out to whoever recommended it. The best part of this game is the heat-seeking bottles that you throw at other bikers.
Hell yeah.
And then, the courses are really fun. They're pretty diversified. You're just going downhill, getting to point A to point B. Doing tricks has some type of monetary benefit. We didn't figure out what the money does. I'm sure it just unlocks jerseys and like other bikes and all that jazz. But the combat part of it was really fun. And when you hit a boost on a mountain bike, oh man, you're just going. It felt great.
It did look like an EA big sort of game.
Oh yeah.
Man, no, I'm losing my mind. There's a fucking game that sounds like Downhill Domination. It's got a head and a head and a head and a head, but there's
talking
three
about
different versions.
Motocross Unleash, MX
okay,
Unleashed.
is that it? Let me see. Sorry, this is gonna drive me fucking.
head,
No,
a
that's
head,
got
and a
normal
head.
ass. That's got normal stuff.
What
here.
do you describe when you say there's a head and a head and a head?
So it's like a
cover art?
Russian nesting doll, but it's like extreme heads, and they're all coming out of each other. But it's three different ones: one for PS2, one for GameCube, one for Xbox. I was looking at this box art like 2 days ago, and I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if I can't think of what it is. Chat. Don't
Someone
you know
chat
that?
says Schwangle, which I don't think is real.
No, it's not that. It's some sort of like motorcycle thing. Sounds like Animorphs. Yeah, it looks like that Animorph shit. It's like that, but with a dude's head, like an extreme dude's head. Oh my god. No one knows what I'm talking about. I'm going to lose my fucking
I know
mind.
what you're talking about. I
What
just
is
can't place
this?
it either.
Oh
Mono
my god.
Fury? No.
All I can think about is Iggy's Wrecking Ball, so I apologize.
It's a PS2 game though, right, Dan?
It's PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Yeah, okay. Chat says, I know what Dan's talking about, and it's making me lose my mind too. You're crazy. This is fake. Okay.
No, it's real.
No, Dan made this up. No. God damn it.
Okay, all right.
Not much you got there. It's like a motorcycle thing.
It'll come to someone. It'll come to
I'm
someone.
going to yell once I figure it out. I'm going to be Googling. You talk about... Oh, wait. Is it like the fucked up Unforgiven poster with 3 Steve Austin heads? Kind of. That is a fucked up poster. The one where it rotates on the replay? Yeah.
All right. Since we're talking about Rumble Roses, let's keep talking about family games. New Steam family sharing?
Yeah, so a couple months back, Steam got a big update that isn't live for everyone yet, unless you go to the beta update for Steam.
Freestyle Metal X! Look it up, everyone! Audio listeners, look it up! Yes, just type in Freestyle X and search images. Oh, one of them's coming out of the dude's eye, one of them's his mouth. Look how fucked up that box art is.
That guy looks like Pac.
Yeah, this is what I
Freestyle.
thought it was. I remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so fucked up.
Yeah,
my
it's real
God.
fucking weird. Is that any good?
Wow. I don't know. I just remember the box art. It's Midway, so it had to be decent.
We should
Yeah, look
play
at
it.
this.
From the
Looks
Midway
like-
Sports Asylum? Was that their EA big?
Asylum.
Why don't I know
Yeah.
the Midway Sports Asylum? I want to live there.
I'm going to get some Midway Sports Asylum merch, and that's all I'm going to
Oh
wear
my
now.
God, yes.
I can't believe this company went under.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. Oh man, that looks like Henry Rollins. I'm sorry, I'm looking at stuff from this game now. The family sharing is basically they just updated it. So like in the past, what you could do is kind of the way it works on console, where it's like, well, if you're logged in on this one, you could have someone else like whitelisted if they're also logged into that computer, and then they could play like share your games. But if they're playing any of their games at the same time, it won't work. So it'll either be unavailable, or if they start up a game, like the owner of the library, if they start a game, it's going to kick you off and you can't play. They've changed that. So now people can play multiple games at the same time from one family library, but you just can't play the same game. That's the one restriction still. But so what you got to do is you just make a family now, and it's like you name it, and you can
You have to
invite
make
people.
a family?
You have to
Seems
make a family,
complicated.
yes. Right. I'm so sorry, but yeah, listen, I don't know. You don't want to do that. Yeah, that's not in the cards. But you just name it, and then you can invite people, and you have up to 6 people. I think they have to be in the same country as you. I think that is one of the restrictions. But other than that, it's like you can kind of invite anyone. And then if you like kick them out of your family, you don't get that spot back for like a year. Like it's like you were going to use that spot up for a year. So you can kind of just like build a crew. Like I got my kids all set up because I have that second Steam Deck. So now I was playing Tiny Turbo or Turbo Terry a little bit, and they were playing something else at the same time, and it was working flawlessly. I'm like, oh, this is a big improvement.
So is this in because when I look at the settings here, I see the same thing where you have to like authorize on this
So
device.
that is right. So that is the way it used to work.
Yeah.
What you would need to do if you want this now, before they send it out to everyone, is that you just go to the option to get the beta version of Steam. So it's in the beta, it's in the preview, but you can just get the beta. I think that one's a little bit more stable.
Okay.
And it'll completely replace that with this new interface. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of a game changer for me, because it's like my kids are playing way more games. It's kind of getting a little annoying not being able to play what I want when I want. So this changes all that. And it's I'm like, man, this is also kind of what I'm hoping we get from the consoles going forward, especially Nintendo. Because I would really like to have multiple Switches all working at the same time in my house, but I am going to keep buying digital. And even with like physical, it's not like you can like have multiple versions of the physical game at one time, obviously. But sharing those is a little bit easier. But it's like, if I have my digital library, just let me be able to share that with my family right here with a couple of people. I think this system, it works really well. And I think some people find ways to take advantage of it, but I think it strikes the right balance of, being able to do what you want with your games and not being able to have like, oh, we're just going to let anyone play my games. So we're going to have this huge network of people on a forum or whatever, all sharing. I'm sure people will figure that out, but still, yeah, it's a big improvement, and I really do hope the console makers sort of mimic this going forward.
Neat.
That is cool, because like that always is a giant pain in the ass, like especially like with Switch and stuff like that. It's like you have to like do the mental gymnastics.
Yes.
Of like, okay, so I'll set my primary account as Bonk's Switch, and then she can play my games. But then I like get on a plane, and my Switch isn't the primary one, and it's like I can't load up my games on a plane. It's like, well, fuck, and you don't know till you're on the plane. Like that's happened a million times to me.
Yeah, game account 69ing is what Christian told me it's called. So it's like,
okay.
Yeah, because they're like, you got to like put one over there, and the other one's got to kind of reach around over this way.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
wow.
so it's what it is.
Wow.
And it's like I have that set up, and that is also like it works, but it only works with two, right? And I have two kids, so there's three of us, and if we and there's already been a lot of arguments. So I'm always like, hey, there's a Steam Deck, use that too. But ideally, I'd be like, no, for your birthday, you just get your own Switch, and we could all play our games together. That would be the perfect case for me.
Man, okay, that's cool. I was not aware of that.
So again, you just got to get to the beta. I'm sure they'll roll it out to everyone here in the next couple of weeks.
Neato. A couple quick things before we head to break and eventually get to the news. Someone put down a little case of the Golden Idol.
Yes, God, what got me started on this is was it you, Grub, mentioning it, or it was on some show?
I talk about it constantly.
It was likely you, I think, or maybe it was Mary. I don't remember, but someone said something about it, and I was like, you know what? I should give it a try. I think it might have been Mary. Sorry, Grub.
No, I'm fine. I'm just glad you're playing it.
Yeah, it's cool. Because I was talking about how much I like logic puzzles and stuff like that. I think I was talking about Lorelei and talking about how I love logic puzzles and stuff, but Lorelei went really far with it to where it's like, okay, this is a bit overwhelming. And then yes, Golden Idol was brought up, and I was like, ooh, yeah, I thought Oberdin was doing some cool stuff. I never checked out Golden Idol despite hearing people talk about it. And I loaded it up. I'm like several chapters in now, and it's just like it's exactly the type of logic thing I like, where it's like, first of all, the controls, or the interface, I guess, is just so simple. I'm just kind of clicking around with the mouse. I'm just like sliding names into things and like, okay, you here, and it's like, oh, two or more of these are incorrect.
Yep. It's just drag and dropping.
Let's just bring them back and try this again. Okay, so that guy's this. Okay, he set him on fire, and it's rifling through bags and just seeing like, okay, so this guy had a horse brush, so he must have been cleaning the stables or something. Like it is the type of logic puzzle I really enjoy, and I wonder if it's going to be a good playing game, because I'm thinking what I'm going to play on the way. But I mean, it's so mouse heavy. Are you just doing a lot of like screen touching?
I've done that, yeah, but I on Steam Deck with the touchpad, I find that's pretty easy to do it that way.
With the little square gimmick, I never used that for anything.
Yes, it's ideal for anything that would be like a mouse-based game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll play that a bit on the plane. I'm also considering trying Hollow Knight again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't even know if I can be there. Oh.
You don't like it?
Yeah,
Dan,
he's
love
famous
Hollow Knight.
Hollow
I've
Knight
been
hater.
mad at you multiple times about this. I've had many rants.
I think he
and
doesn't want.
screaming
I think what he's saying is he doesn't want you to come back and be like, I really actually don't like it, and definitively say I hate it because I think it would hurt him.
It's a problem. Like it's annoying when other like people like have an expectation of you. Like, I want you to like this thing. Like, what do they care? And like for some reason, it's important for me.
Then okay,
that
Minotti,
Dan likes Hollow Knight.
you throw Hollow Knight on me. I'll throw MacGruber on you.
That's
okay?
fine. That's fine.
That's an uneven
I'll play
exchange.
Hollow Knight on the way out there. No, I don't know anyone that likes Hollow Knight, so no one's really been talking to me about this.
That's the big thing about Hollow Knight. It's a big problem.
Now that I know Minotti likes it, I will play it on the way to SGF.
Okay.
Minotti, you watch MacGruber with me in LA. Okay?
Yes. Deal.
Somewhere
Sounds
I hear
good.
Mary Kish throwing several things.
Oh, does she not like it?
No, she
Yeah, I don't
She
know if he
hates
likes
it.
it.
Oh, she does?
Oh, weird.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, she
what
says
else?
it looks like a Flash game or something. I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
Oh, yeah, that was her problem with Mini Shoot, too. That's right. Okay.
She hates indies.
Yeah, she's not a big indie fan, yeah.
The other things I have here is Rage Racer.
Yeah!
If a tramp stamp became a video game, I love this thing.
Have you seen that fucking water pole? The box art with the gold lettering? I wasn't even the one who put it on there. I haven't played it in 20 years, but Minotti, tell them, people.
Yeah, I went to the local retro game store, maybe hoping to find Rumble Roses or Downhill Domination, but they didn't have that. But they did have Rage Racer, and I have gone on about Rage Racer Type 4 a lot and how much I love that. And it's one of my favorite games. Rage Racer is basically Ridge Racer 3. It's the predecessor. So when I saw that, I was excited to go and give that a whirl. And it is also very good. A ton of style. Yeah, it looks very good. And that it's like a 1997 game, so kind of in the mid there. Not quite as advanced as Type 4, which is a couple years later and at the end of PS1, but still, this looks very good. Amazing soundtrack. That's one of my favorite things about Type 4 is the music. The music here, also incredible.
Horny announcer lady.
Horny announcer
What?
lady. Which,
That's like that series is kind of.
I don't hate it.
well, it's a dude in the fourth one. Not that he can't be horny either, but he seems
Yeah.
more like drugged up
Happy
than
Pride
anything.
Month, everybody. Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
More cocaine than something. More Tony Khan and yeah.
Oh,
that's
sure.
whatever this is.
Tony Khan's never been horny.
The one thing that was throwing me off, and this was a me problem. I
I
could
don't know why
not
that's
get
so
it.
funny to me.
But it explains so much, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Just
Mike. Go
couldn't
ahead.
get a handle on the drifting on this one. I will never forgive you. I just couldn't get a handle on the drifting in this one. I'm very good at the drifting in Type 4 and kind of the other Ridge Racers after that. I was having a lot of trouble with that on this one. So I was still doing all right, but I was having way more accidents on tighter turns and things like that I would get a little frustrated
Tone
about.
says change the grip on the tires. Were you messing around?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was messing around because so it's not like in Type 4, it's just you have different cars with different properties. You can get kind of a lot of them. Here, you start with one car. You have to earn money to buy new cars, and it can be a lot of money. So you're kind of grinding out races. I don't mind that. I like the grind. But then also, like, the one thing you can tune on the car is the tire grip. Even then, like, I don't know. It's like I experiment with a bunch of different areas, and it still never quite felt right to me. Maybe it's just a case of, again, because, like, you start off with kind of a weak car. Maybe that gets better. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. It reminds me when I played the first Ridge Racer, right? Because it's drifting also felt very kind of loose and slippery compared to the more refined version of Type 4. And this isn't like quite that slippery, but it's a little bit more on that side and not that a bit more mainstream drifting that I'm used to perhaps in Type 4. But still, very fun. Ton of fun to play. It's not going to overtake Type 4 for me at all, but I'm very glad to have that in my collection. And great
talking about-
waterfall.
Yes, the waterfall, that just made me think of a Revengeance Mount Rushmore idea.
Ooh, okay.
Mount Rushmore of graphical things you have seen that like left that permanent like I remember like the early PS1 3D, like I just got a 3D CD based system. It was the opening FMV thing of Tekken, and it was the waterfall in Rage Racer. Like Mount Rushmore of just things you look at and you're like, holy shit. Like Royal Raceway in Mario Kart 64 when you go off the thing and it kind of like zooms out and does that like dolly
Sure,
zoom.
yeah.
Like
Oh
that
my
type of
God.
shit, you know?
Triple H's hair might be on this
Oh
list.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like for shoot.
Yep.
maybe it's because you say Mount Rushmore, but I immediately, and we're talking about racing games, I immediately thought of like the carved Sonic statue or like thing in the mountain in Daytona, USA.
Yeah.
That looked awesome.
That looked amazing. I was like, that's so big.
The rain in Link to the Past. That was the first thing I saw on my Super Nintendo, and I was like, oh my god, we can do rain now, and it looks cool. There's puddles.
Yeah.
Look at that.
The rain in the Tanker mission, Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, well, look, I think Metal Gear Solid 2 trailer might be the George Washington of that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that'd be
A lot
fun.
of MGS3 blew me away too as a kid.
Yeah, but 30 frames a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right, Dan. You're right.
All right. Last thing I have here on the list is Nintendo 64 decompiled stuff.
Oh god, that stuff is so cool. That is really awesome. I am the last person on the planet that should explain how or why this is a thing. It had something to do with they scrambled up a bunch of 64 bits and bytes and it came out looking better. But basically, they found a way to make the inner files and workings of this game turn into a PC game. But it like looks like a 64 game the way you remember, but it's running at like crazy frame rates and resolutions and stuff. So I'm playing Ocarina of Time. There's like an Ocarina of Time, I don't know if you'd call it a mod or version or something called Ship of Harkinian, and it is the wildest shit. Like if you just like it has a million awesome quality of life things like, oh, speed this thing up or do this thing or auto equip this thing or climb everything. Just weird things like random enemy sizes. So there's like goofy, like Game Genie type things all over the place that are just checkboxes from the menu.
Right.
But then
like
if
you
you
can even like make the king of the fish people like scoot faster.
the Zora, the King Zora, like scoot. Yeah, you can adjust the speed with the slider for that. You can randomize colors, sound effects, whatever you want to do. You can play the actual like randomizer through it. It is so, or if you just want to play normal ass Ocarina of Time, straightforward, but in like 60 FPS, 165 refresh rate, widescreen, it is awesome. I fucking love it. It looks stunning. But like the decompiling thing makes it so like any game could conceivably get this. So like there is a working Majora version now for this. People are starting to do work on Mario 64 with it. And I've got an affinity for N64 for sure. So like I kind of want to see that library just get.
I mean, and that's what's going to happen here because that's what the tool's capable of. It could do any. Like they did Superman 64 right away with it. So they're doing Superman 64.
They did.
They did.
Superman 64 randomizer. Dude.
Yep,
Super
Ultra
Nintendo.
Widescreen.
What
would it would just be a different one of those like in between segments where Superman's like save the cars.
Blow a tornado.
Random spawns for cock gobblers.
Yeah, find the cock gobblers. Yeah.
We have to go back.
Hey, Lost is on Netflix now. I'm ready to go back to everything.
We're deep in the Daikatana pool. We're waiting around in here for a while.
Oh, shit,
very
we are.
deep
Damn it.
in that pool.
I think
There.
Grub might drown in that.
It's a fantasy game now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a fantasy game. It's ancient Greece.
It's
Whatever, same thing.
I got a Maximo shield in that game now that you throw and it comes back to you. So pretty fantasy.
Oh god, the 64 wrestling games, would that make it easier for people to do like the mods and stuff where it's like modern rosters and Titantrons and shit?
It would be
yeah.
do that, but it will probably be easier.
Yep.
Oh man, that sounds great.
Yeah,
it's just awesome.
I really want to get into randomizers. I have not touched that part of like gaming at all yet, and it just seems like such an amazing way to, like I love old games. I don't mind that they're short experiences, but the idea that you can't turn them into something that could basically be the only game you play for a few years with all that
also changes the entire way you think of it. Like, I probably beat Link to the Past 50 times before I ever did a randomizer. And the first time I did it, it was like you open up the boomerang treasure chest and it's just like, why is this a fire rod? And it's like, and then you have to think about like, take all that knowledge you know about the base game and be like, wait, now I can skip that, and that, and I could just go get this now. But then that treasure chest is something else. And it's like, wait, now I can skip this whole segment. Like, it's a really, really fascinating way to play a game that you know well,
That's why I've always wanted to dig into one of those like modded Pokemon games, just because I feel like I know those maps and like the routes so well. That
Young Elmo does a bunch of that stuff, the Pokemon randomizers.
Love Young Elmo, just in general. All right, folks, that about does it for the video games. We're going to take a quick bricky break. Sean, calm down. Sean, calm down. I need you to calm
he
down
wants
right
to do
now,
it real
Sean.
bad.
Sean's been activated.
Yep.
Sean's been activated.
Sean's mom just woke him up and sent him out on an adventure.
Folks, we'll be right back with the news after a quick bricky break.
Tiny Terry.
Everyone, control your rage. Jeff Grubb is here with the news. We can all rest easy now. Woo. Mike, calm down. Mike, calm down. Thank you, Mike.
Furious, man.
You're just cussing at us the whole break.
Yeah, it
man.
kind of
I feel
was. Yeah,
bad about myself now.
It was a
Just
lot.
raging.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The gimmicks are getting to you, brother.
Should have activated me.
Yep. All right, I got some news here for you, everybody. Let's start with Summer Game Mess. That is kicking off this week. There's a calendar. If you are like wondering when everything's happening, Marino always does that very handy calendar that's on. He puts it on Twitter and stuff like that. But what I really want to do is do some predictions with you fellas. And that'll give us the opportunity to go over some of the bigger shows here. Summer Games Fest, or actually Summer Game Fest. It's singular game for some reason.
Took me a while to get used to that.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley's show is on Friday. He has been out there this week saying, maybe don't expect the world, don't expect Kingdom Hearts 4, things like that.
What's the point? Fuck!
Yeah, there it is.
Man.
Calm down, Mike.
Dark Minotti.
I know, right? We've really, this arc here. He's like, it's going to be a lot of games that have already been announced that are getting updates about them. There will be a handful of things that are new. But yes, don't expect the biggest games. Like, there's not going to be a new trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, for example. All that said, what do you all want to see from a Summer Game Fest? Because I'm like, I guess I don't really know.
Gears.
I got Gears. Oh.
I'm ready
Gears
for more
will be an
Gears.
Xbox's show.
Yeah, but I mean, we're just talking about the whole encompassing show, right?
Well, for this, we're talking about like Jeff Keighley's thing on Friday.
Specifically.
Yes.
Got
We'll
it.
get to Xbox here in a second. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a letter from Capcom and some other people did. Like,
I got that
he's very
too.
specific. Like, yeah, come see our show. We're gonna have announcements. So, I love Capcom. They've been doing good stuff. Like the bare minimum here. I mean, like Monster Hunter Rise, like just something new there, and then probably the next season of Street Fighter 6 characters. Yes. But like, man, are you sending out like this letter to people for that? I'm expecting at least.
Well, they also have that Kinitsugami game, right?
Sure, but I'm like,
yes,
I'm kind of hoping and expecting something new. I'm not like really getting my hopes up that I'm getting Mega Man or something like that. But, there's been rumors about Resident Evil remakes. Apparently
we've gone back and forth Resident Evil about whether or not it'll be here this summer. The latest is it might not be.
I wouldn't mind like maybe a collection, like a HD collection of some older stuff.
Bring back Dead Rising.
That's people have been asking for like
Tickle Bits. Burn in the chat says that. Yeah.
That like a Dead Rising 1 remake. I think that's the way you do that at this point.
I think they could like get away with like a really good remaster of Dead Rising 1.
Like not just like an up-res type. Well, I mean, it already was HD, but like new models, like make it like a real, like it's like that Ratchet and Clank 20, like that Ratchet and Clank like 2016 remake or whatever, where it was like, this looks like a modern game, but it's based on the skeleton of the original.
How wild is it? How wild is it that Dead Rising 1's setting is just going to feel so archaic because it's in a mall?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I guess it doesn't seem that archaic to me because I live in Minnesota and
the land of malls.
Not just the Mall of America. There are a lot of malls here.
Oh, really?
I think they were like invented here or something. Like this is where the shopping mall
all
started.
Those like major like retail chains have headquarters in Minneapolis, right? So maybe there's
Target, Best Buy,
they just love
3M,
retail there.
Yeah, Dairy Queen. Yeah.
You don't think we're a little past where the remaster treatment is enough for early Xbox 360 games?
I think everything is on the table still, and that's what like it would have to at least be a Metroid Prime level remaster. I think it has to like
sure.
I mean, like that Crisis Core. The reason I said Crisis Core is that one. It's a PSP game. They they replaced all the models, and then it's still that basic same game underneath for the most part.
Remaster Plus,
exactly.
Remaster Revengeance.
It's Capcom. They have the Reach for the Moon engine, so would they try to remake the game in that engine? I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work, but maybe they feel like they would have to these days. I just don't want them to get in their own way to stop themselves from doing stuff that would probably be cool and we would all like.
Oh, man, I wouldn't mind like a remastered Okami.
That'd be so good. That would look sharp as hell, yeah.
That's the thing with Cap. There's a million things that people want and they could do, like Dino Crisis always gets brought up. There's freaks like me who would love to see Mega Man Legends 1 and 2.
Dark Void.
Dark Void, that one isn't happening.
Yeah.
That's one
Lost Planet.
I would be interested in like what they would do with Lost Planet.
Oh
That'd be
yeah, because what
weird.
if they just turn it into like a Monster Hunter but with guns?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
made
space-
3 of those
space
games.
monster
Ain't
hunter.
that something?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dream for me, aside from anything Mega Man, because I freak out, would be a new versus game, a Capcom versus
Yeah.
something,
The
or
rights-
even like the rights are you don't have to do Marvel.
Right,
You can do
there's a lot of
Capcom versus
versus.
anybody. Now, granted,
Nintendo.
yeah, well, maybe Sega. How about we set our sights a little bit more reasonable? Which would still be
a new
great.
CVS game. Okay, I see. Yes.
Capcom versus SNK.
I just meant like Sega replacing the S in CVS. So yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Or in like, hey, the rights are a little complicated, but they've done it before. If you bring out Marvel vs. Capcom 2 again with like modern netcode stuff, that would make a lot of people happy.
Do you think it's Mike? Do you think it's going to be hard to do Capcom versus Hanna-Barbera?
No, I bet those rights are very cheap.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Did
Now-
anyone else have the fucking demo disc that came with an OXM? I had this in college. It was Capcom versus SNK 2 EO. And it was the entire fucking game. The entire time. I'd put it in, I'd be like,
really?
how is this possible? There's like 90 selectable characters. It had the whole single player mode. It had, like, I would always look around. Like, I don't know if there was like an online mode that wasn't there because I probably wasn't messing
Yeah,
around
what
with
the
that.
hell?
But I was like, how did they why is the entire new game on this OXM demo disc? I played it all the time in college.
So
I'd be
weird.
interested to see about that. That's
Like,
weird.
really
did it have
weird.
versus? A 2-player versus?
It had versus because we would play it all the time because like none of us were like hardcore fighting game guys, and we loved
Yeah.
it because I guess the EO thing was just you use the right stick to like
Yeah, it
you
had
know
the
shoot off
simplified
all of
controls.
the controls. So like yeah, we would just like pre-drink and play that and just throw off every
That
special
is-
move. It was great.
Such a good game. Shout outs to Maki. Oh, I love that one. I played it on GameCube, which is a little fucked up. Like, I love the GameCube. A little weird for like old school 2D fighting games with those face buttons, but it works. It was still a lot of fun.
And the C stick for a game that you need the stick for. The C stick's a little funky and tiny.
No,
A
sure.
little tiny,
Sure.
but you know, it's not the size of the C stick.
Question for y'all. What was in Hanna-Barbera, there was like a horse with a red hat. Like a
Quick Draw
cowboy.
McGraw.
Okay. Thank you.
not
I-
coming
I-
That's Minotti.
the
Come
rest of my
on.
time.
I remember one time I was watching Cartoon Network. There was like Quick Draw McGraw. I was like, this is interesting. And then I swear to God, it went for like 2 or 3 hours. It was like some kind of epic Western starring Quick Draw McGraw.
right.
It was this whole movie. You know,
All right,
like, what? This is
what's
going
everyone's-
places.
What's everyone's favorite fictional horse? Mine, Horse from Ren and Stimpy. Go.
Oh, they'll have to have really good ones.
Quick Draw McGraw is up there. Maximus from Tangled is a very good horsey. Philippe from Beauty and the Beast. Also, shout outs to Philippe.
I like Ed because I watched a lot of Nick at Night when I was growing up. So the talking horse.
Does Pegasus count? Because it's a horse.
Yeah,
Sure.
mostly
What's that
horse.
from?
Hercules.
Disney's Hercules.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
good horse.
BoJack
No one
Horseman's
said
brought up.
No one said Aggro, which is Ben Hansen's most interesting video game character of all time. That's what he
Right,
believes.
the horse from fucking
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes. Ben Hansen thinks the horse from Shadow of the Colossus
I
is the
like
most
the horse.
You should
interesting
go
video game
slap him
character of
right
all
now.
time.
What does he mean by interesting? Because I like that horse. The
You
horse
asked
doesn't.
Ben Hansen's broken is what he means.
The horse
Everyone
has
should
no
ask Ben Hansen.
personality or
His-
goals or character arc. What's interesting about the horse?
I would say Torrent is a more interesting horse than Aggro. And I
He
love
doesn't say
Shadow of the
horse.
Colossus.
He said most interesting
God.
Character, yeah, like it's like Arthur Morgan and a horse. You know, well, I guess he knows horses, but yeah.
I can't do this right now, guys.
Octo found this movie that I saw. It's called The Good, the Bad, and Huckleberry Hound. This says it's only 95 minutes. I was watching it with commercials, though, which is probably why
Right.
it was 3 hours on Cartoon Network.
The fuck is Huckleberry
I
Hound?
need to watch this again.
You don't know Huckleberry
Huckleberry
Hound?
Hound? Hound's a cool guy.
I don't remember the names. I remember the faces.
Okay, sure, yes. Man.
I got so offended.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like here to defend my boy Huckleberry Hound. Watch out.
Yeah.
All right. So Keely says there's not going to be a one more thing at Summer Game Fest. If he's lying, what do you guys think would be the most likely scenario for there to be in there? Like, what's the biggest game you could see being at this show?
Dragon Age.
I can't see it being GTA. I think that
No.
actually will not be there.
Yeah. It's tough, right? I think this is where we're at. Where it's like, man, what could even like fill into that slide? I think that's
Dragon
why
Age
it's hard
would
for
be
them to
good
get
enough, right? I know it's not a new
Oh,
announcement, but haven't heard from that in forever.
You're right.
Silk Song.
Just a
That's a one
release
more
date.
thing I want. Like,
I don't know about a one
there's
more
so
thing.
many people. Yeah, it would obviously pop off you just if it's there.
God, I hope I really like Hollow Knight, and then I'm like the one Hollow Knight fan that just like, oh, and I'll just hop right into Silk Song.
They will only announce that game like a release date for it finally after you finally play Hollow.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
Grub, how long is the Summer Game Fest presentation?
Summer Game Fest is 2 hours, I believe he said.
2 hours.
Yes. So
That's a lot. That's
Well,
longer than
lots of times for commercials.
Good and Bad and Huckleberry Hound.
It's longer than MacGruber.
yeah.
Is there any video game movies or movie video games?
If there are, he will find them and he will put them in this show. I promise
Zelda
you.
trailer. Is
Yeah.
that in production yet? The Zelda thing, or is that
It's
just
not
like
filming yet.
pre-production?
Westball
not like-
just finished Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sega's usually is always a part of these things, but I'm not sure they'll have.
Midori, who's the leaker that knows a lot of Sega stuff, says it sounds like none of those super games will show up at any of the summer stuff this year, which is a real
and
bummer.
I think Midori also said like Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy Tactics remakes.
Don't get your hopes up
those
for
aren't things
those.
we're hearing about
Oh.
soon.
Yes. So, it sounds like a lot of stuff that's just not like in the cards for this.
Our-
Sure, we'll see
Arwol's-
Metaphor Fantasia.
Arwol's brings up a brilliant thing. Borderlands movie stars will 100% be on stage.
If he can get them, yes.
We're gonna see so much cross media.
Please
stuff
just leave
during
Kate
this.
Blanchett alone, Jeff. Just leave her. Don't bother her. I don't want her to have to deal with this.
You can
Please.
bother Jack Black.
Yeah,
It's
no,
right.
not-
exactly.
I like Jack Black. though.
Yeah, I know, but he's game. Like he's down.
Make Al Pacino stand on the stage the entire time.
Don't let him home.
Yeah, put him on like a big pillar that he can't, like there's no ladder or
Don't,
anything.
he's not
like,
a prisoner. You don't have to say he's a prisoner, but he
no.
cannot leave.
but he would have to
she-
jump off like a 25-foot thing to get
Exactly.
down.
Yes, he would have to hurt himself, and he's
Yeah,
old.
like the Bad News Barrett riser. Yeah.
Pacino in a pole match. Book it.
God, that. But was that the Game Awards or was
Yeah.
that Summer Game Fest?
That was the Game
Awards.
Awards.
It was very
Amazing.
strange.
It was during the longest speech too, the Chris Judge one.
Man. Oh, that's right. He had to just stand there.
I remember just me and Bacalar just sitting next to him and being like, he's still just in the background, just Al Pacino like checking his watch.
All right. The Xbox show is happening on Sunday. This one is also sounding like it's going to be about two hours, and then the Call of Duty show after that is going to be another hour. Now, maybe expect around 30 games. I think they did 27 last year, so around that same number probably for this year. But like, what are the ones that come to mind for you guys first that you want to see from Xbox at that show?
Not that I
Gears.
want to. Yeah,
Mentioned
sure.
Gears.
Not that I want to see it, but Fable has to show up again, right?
Ooh,
Yeah, I hope so.
I'd be
Yeah.
up for Fable. I like Fable.
Yeah, we can see more like gameplay, right? We kind of had that cute. There was some gameplay in it, but it was a very produced trailer last time. Yeah, Gears, man. I wonder how you present Gears now. Is it going to be like Gears 5, the next one, right? Or is it going to be a bit more?
I think they'd call it
rebooty
Gears
than that?
6.
Well, yes, I get that.
I think the next one would be 6.
You know what I mean? I wonder if it's
No,
like
I
just
don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
I mean, is it like that again?
He's got the new Terrence Howard math. Watch out.
I
What are you
wonder.
talking about?
I wonder if it's just like the next Gears, or if there's like, I don't know, a little bit more juice in there. If it's presented as a big deal.
Gears, I mean, Gears 5 did the thing where it's like the chapters or acts 2 and 3 had the kind of the open world type stuff. Maybe that was
Right.
the Bowser's Fury, and
Yeah,
this next
I
one will
hope
be
so,
a bigger
yes.
open
Okay.
thing, you know?
Yeah,
I
makes
think
sense.
that needs that.
Here's what I really want. I want them to put the of war back after Gears. That shit drives me crazy.
I want them to Fast and Furious' franchise going forward. Just have like Gears or
Sure.
the word
Yes,
war with a
of
number
war.
funky.
Yeah.
Just get funky with it
If
every
they
time.
change it every time, I'd respect it. Yes, I agree. But it's just Gears 6.
What could they do to make it funky?
Yeah, I was going like Dan.
War
You sound
6.
like for shoot like pretty excited about Gears still.
Six
So
of War.
Thing is, I like Gears. I always liked a lot. I was never like a obsessive Gears fan. I just thought they were all good. Like they're all like 9s out of 10 to me, pretty much.
Okay.
And then I played through them all again, like back to back with Kayla
Right.
a couple years ago on stream. I was like, God damn, these are still really fun, and they're like probably the most fun co-op games, or at
Very
least
good co-op
way high up there for me.
did you ever play Hive Busters for Gears 5, which is the DLC?
I don't know if I
People
did. Is that the one that
really like
AJ
that.
Styles and Xavier Woods
Yes.
played underneath the stage?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't
the
know if I
one.
tried that. Yeah,
We should try that because people really swear by Hive Busters, and I've always wanted to check that
I
out.
would try that.
Okay, maybe we can make a connectivity compadres about that.
I would, if we get a new Gears, I just want to move a little bit faster.
But you got to be chunky.
What if we weren't chunky, though?
Yeah, that's difficult. Ooh, I don't
You can
know.
be a robot and fly around.
Give me a knee slide. Oh,
Yeah,
not
it
a
could be a
Vanquish
robot.
knee slide, but like Like a pretty decent slide.
Ooh, if you could just be like a Vanquish dude in Gears, that'd
Yeah,
be
like
fucking
a Vanquish
crazy.
copy.
a
Vanquish.
chunky Vanquish dude, though. So it's like giant rockets pushing these.
Okay.
Well, kind of like
Aren't
when you're a
we
big
all?
boy in Armored Core 6. You
Yes,
still
that's
feel
exactly what I'm
hefty.
thinking.
Yeah.
This game should play more like Armored Core 6, as should most games.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, other games worth pointing out. Avowed, yes or no on the excitement meter?
Yeah.
I forgot what the hell that is.
See, I'm always a little confused that no one seems to care about Avowed. I'm into
It's
it. This is-
Obsidian's like fantasy RPG game.
Oh, it's like a Elder Scrolls type thing, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
they're making their own Outer Scrolls, and
Okay.
I like Outer Scrolls. I like Obsidian. They make good games like that. I thought the last trailer was good. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who see Skyrim style combat now and like aren't impressed. I still think that
I
it's
still have a
fun.
good time with it. Yeah.
I still have a good time, and a lot of it's because it's not
I call it
about
Daikatana
super
Chapter
depth.
2 style combat.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I bet Obsidian is going to make a very fun world to explore with a lot of really fun quests, a lot of kind of go over there and have fun. I'm a little worried. It's kind of kind of happened with Hellblade a bit, right? Where I think the scale is going to be one thing. Not that I need every game to be big, like there's some huge thing. But with this, I do kind of want something that is like a Skyrim size. And if it is a lot smaller than that, there's a part of me that's going to kind of throw my hands up.
I think it could maybe like the scale could be a little bit less if the density is significantly more. If it's like a smaller area, but everywhere there is something cool to find, I would be okay with that. Indiana Jones, very likely to be there because that's coming out later this year. Avowed also likely coming out later this year. I would expect that around November. Yeah, Indiana Jones. Where are you all at with that one? I hope that really is as good as it can be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm fully on board the train, and I do mean that train from the beginning of Last Crusade with the tigers and stuff.
River
The
Phoenix.
snakes.
Yeah.
Yes, River
Yeah.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, how did he get his scar? Was that one of the early examples? Like, well,
Yes.
look at this. He got
his name is
scar
Solo
and
because
his
he's
hat.
solo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
it was cute then, and then like the second
it was-
time.
Yeah,
Much
people
less
were
cute.
into it then with the River Phoenix thing. Like people liked that.
Yeah, because it was like that, because that's a real Harrison Ford scar, right? It's not even like a big part of like the story of Indiana Jones, so it's like that's like cute. Where it's like this is how Han Solo got his
but
name. What
to
do
be
you?
clear-
No one
Wait, it was-
asked that.
To be fair,
was
in
the
Last
scar
Crusade,
and snakes, right?
It was also the snakes. The
Yeah, it was
fear
a lot.
snakes,
You're right.
The hat. It's like the entire everything important.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It's
I'm
going
going to call you Indiana.
Yes,
On the boxcar.
yes, definitely. Something about it is still very cute though. But yeah.
Everybody gets one, right? It's kind of an early time for that.
All right, Perfect Dark. That is, I heard a while back, a couple weeks ago. It's like, not looking too great. Then since then, I've heard it's like, well, it's looking all right, according to some people, and it should show up at this show. Boy, I don't know what I want from a Perfect Dark now. I just want to be excited about it.
You are expecting Perfect Dark at the show?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I was thinking about Perfect Dark recently, I think, because I'm thinking about 64 stuff all the time. And it's like that, for it to still have value as a name, it's like, well, it had one really good game.
Yes.
And
then
it had
what
one
happened?
game that was supposed to be the killer app launch game, and no one likes.
Nope.
I guess there was a Game Boy game, but I don't know. I've never talked to anyone that's played that. So, like, I consider it's
Right,
like
had
there's
built-in
two
Rumble.
games. It was the Game Boy Color. But yeah, one good game, one incredibly mediocre game. And then here we are 25 years later, and we're still like, what is that going to look like at this point?
I don't know.
I want it to be good, just like I wanted Perfect Dark Zero to be good, but I'm not like thinking about it much.
I think that they really need to make it almost more spy game and less shooter. I think maybe that's how you make that interesting. You look at stuff like No One Lives Forever or whatnot.
Oh, sure.
Because I don't know. I think if you just come in, because like that was when I think about Perfect Dark Zero, what I think about is like kind of bad cover shooting stuff, right?
Yeah.
What
So it's got to be more interesting than that.
was Perfect Dark a very talky game?
No, the original, no.
Yeah.
No.
It was GoldenEye. That was
It was like
you had like
yeah,
a sassy alien that said some stuff, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah, Elvis or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
weird
yeah.
that every game back then was like surprise aliens in the second act. And,
Yeah.
I don't know if I need the. I don't know if I want the aliens in this.
No,
one. I
that's
think
not
I want
as
something more
important.
Elvis is
grounded, to
DLC.
be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvis is back. Yeah. I think that there's like a thing to Perfect Dark where it would introduce the stage and it'd be like, look at this awesome setting, and we're using that 4 megabyte RAM expansion pack, aren't we? And it looks really cool. And it's like I just want like the world to be dripping with style and not have a lot of talking. But yes, Mike's also right. They should lean away from it just being a shooter campaign. I don't want it to be that.
Some of the most fun stuff in the original was like, okay, this gun is a laptop and you can throw it and it'll stick to a wall and it'll be a turret. Or here's a little guy you can fly around and it can like inject things or shoot darts and little cameras and stuff like that. Stuff is what differentiated it from GoldenEye to me, is like gadgets, which you'd think that Bond would have more, but they leaned into it more with Perfect Dark, and I thought it was awesome.
I don't really want to set myself up here, but it was kind of like the Hitman games. Not that you're assassinating people, but like you're in an open space with all these characters that have these kind of like schedules, and you're a spy and you have to get like a certain item or you like a certain piece of information. That would be incredibly interesting to me.
There is that rumored Doom that is going to go back to medieval times, and it's like that sounds so damn
like
cool.
Daikatana.
Like Daikatana, yes.
Or like Hexen or Heretic, but no,
it's gonna go full metal album cover. I get it, but I'm getting more excited about this. I'm getting like, this sounds very cool.
They make good games. It's going to be a good game.
Yep, totally. And I mean, I get wanting Hexen, but I also 100% get why they don't do it. Like you just,
I get it.
You name it Doom instead.
Gun to my head, I was one in charge, and I was told, "What do you think's gonna make more money? A game called Doom something something or a new Hexen?" Trust me, I get
Bring
it.
back Forsaken.
Oh yes, okay, sure.
There you go with the heart tattoo, right?
Right.
You really are just thinking about the N64 constantly, aren't you?
Yes. It's just the logo spinning in my. It's like the Homer brain. It's the N64 logo spinning. But the expansion pack Perfect Dark one that was all shiny.
Oh, yeah, that's the power of the expansion pack.
State of Decay 3 could show back up. Dragon Age probably will also have an appearance here. That seems likely.
Is Hollow Knight more likely for this or for Keighley, you think?
Maybe Xbox.
I think Xbox. I mean, 2 hours, like probably around 30 games. Like we've mentioned a handful of like first party games and Dragon Age. There will probably be some other like big partner games maybe, but Hollow Knight probably shows up here. I think they make a spot for it. All right, and then that takes us to Ubisoft on Monday.
Real quick,
please.
They're going to announce anything new, you think, or is it just about catching up? Because there was a while where they were announcing stuff very far ahead.
Well, Doom would be new, right?
Guess you're right, Doom would be new.
Has Gears been announced as just like, hey, we're making Gears?
Gears would be new.
Okay.
You're right.
I think there's not a lot of space for like new beyond those.
What about Double Fine's next thing?
That would be fantastic. We're due, right? Psychonauts 2 is a couple years ago, and also they probably were working on their next thing at the same time, and they could announce it. I don't know. That'd be great.
Do we see the image of a Master Chief helmet at any point?
Oh, boy.
I don't know if they mentioned Halo. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Halo.
Well, maybe a new season or something.
Maybe, but I don't know if they do.
We're gonna hear more about I bet you're more likely to get Fallout 76 stuff than Halo, which is wild, but true.
Wow,
that's true.
And that Clockwork Revolution or whatever.
Clockwork Revolution's not Song of the South. What's the?
Is this in the Clockwork Knight series?
The Bayou one. No.
Yeah, the Bayou one. And of course, any game with the word clockwork in it. No, it's the one that's like very BioShock.
You stay in your 64 lane. You leave the Saturn to me, Dan.
Okay, sorry.
Song of Midnight. There we go. That's it. Yes, a lot of those things should reappear here, probably. Yes. All right, Ubisoft on Monday. Star Wars Outlaws is out not too far from now. What was the date on that one? It's like, isn't that like September or something?
Right. Yeah, that's like September. Yeah. Man, so I'm gonna get that in Astro in September. That would be fun.
It's gonna be good. There's what's the Assassin's Creed game called? I cannot remember what they named it.
Shadows. Red,
Shadows.
Red.
Do you think we get that Splinter Cell remake?
No.
Because they announced that, but I don't know if they showed it. Yeah, they said they're working on it.
No, they're gonna announce that one's got moved to a new studio or something.
Cool.
They just said that like another studio is helping on the Prince of Persia remake.
Ubisoft Toronto is now working on Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. Yes.
Okay.
So I mean, they probably don't show that either, but that's fine. They've had two Prince of Persia games this year, so maybe they can take a little break.
I mean, kind of keep it up.
Yeah, all right. Well, you set a certain pace. I don't know what else I want from a Ubisoft these days. Star Wars Outlaws sounds pretty good. I am excited about this Assassin's Creed game, and if they have a Splinter Cell remake, I'll be very happy. I don't need anything else from them. But you guys have any guesses or desires?
Rabbids party game.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what the heck?
I'll play it with you. What the hell?
Yeah.
Let's go. Like, I don't think we're getting another Mario plus Rabbids. I would love to get like just proper Rayman. Again.
Never gonna happen again.
Yeah, probably not.
Just Dance.
Yeah, there'll probably be a Just Dance. What is it? The Far Cry. Do you guys think we get another Far Cry?
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, not ever. Like now. Do you think
Here, yes. Also
Okay.
here, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, it'll be 7 or I don't know, some other thingy. I don't know, something. Yeah. It's like they're never bad games, but boy, do I have a hard time getting excited about Far Cry anymore.
Post
Yeah, what
like
if they-
4.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
What
think
if we-
Primal was my breaking point.
Yeah.
What if we see the Ultimate Olive Branch extended, and then we have Mario and Sonic's and Rabbids Olympics?
Okay.
World peace.
I like it.
Those
Yes.
rabbits
Utopia.
aren't in the Olympics.
Yeah, not like Silver the Hedgehog.
You don't think they could?
yeah.
No,
Those were
Have
we're talking
some
about elite
respect.
athletes here.
Yeah.
Come on.
You don't think they could break dance? Break dancing's
that's
in the
not
Olympics now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
then,
it is.
Okay. Then yes. Then
Okay.
yeah. that-
Wow, you got egg on your face. Wow.
But Mario's a
embarrassing.
better breakdancer. He's breakdancing in like the cover for Mario
Dance Dance
DDR,
Revolution
right?
Mario
That's
Mix,
it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So there you go. Eat
Oh, that's what I
shit,
want.
That's a good point.
rabbits. They probably like that. It's probably what they do.
Any other thoughts about things that could happen anywhere else at any other show? You know, there's a bunch of like that list above. It's like, oh, there's the Guerrilla Collective and Future of Play and Wholesome Direct.
People are going to
And-
get very mad for no reason.
Yeah. PC Gaming Show.
What's that? The haunted chocolatier thing.
You know, every time that dude talks about that, he's like, has he said like, man, once I start working on Stardew Valley again, I just work on Stardew Valley for a very long time. So I'm not going to get your
Yeah.
hopes up for that.
Yeah.
Probably not.
There is a game that, like, again, it hasn't been announced. This tease doesn't mean anything because it's like nothing anyone would know. But I just got it. I saw it, and I'm like, I can't wait for us to play this game. It's going to be a good time. It should be in that PC gaming show. So
I
there you go.
have a similar thing, Jeff, where I don't know if this is kind of a me thing, but I think there's something happening there that I'm going to be excited about. So I don't know about everyone else, but I think it'll be, because I'm usually somebody at the PC gaming show. I'm like, I'm probably not even going to bother watch it. I think it'll be worth watching.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
new Duke Nukem game.
Do you think they that's not going to not happen, right? That'll eventually
At
happen.
some point, there's going to be a
Take
new
two.
Duke Nukem game.
Yeah.
I actually think no. I mean, you're right, but just not. That is just a character you just can't do anything
No, I
with
think they
these
do
days.
it. They do. Look, if I was creative director of a new Duke Nukem game,
If you were Randy
make it-
Pitchford.
you make it Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard, which is not a good game, but the idea of it was
Right.
like we're gonna do a satire
BoJack
of the Too
Horseman,
Cool
yeah.
for School, like Will Arnett was the
Oh.
voice, and like he's actually
No.
lame, you know.
Here's what you do. You just make it like God of War 2018, and you just give him a shitty son.
Oh, sad. That's Duke
You're just
Nukem.
describing Dib. If Duke Nukem had a kid, it'd be Dib.
If they did Duke Nukem as a sad dad and like kind of as a parody,
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the only direction I can
Randy,
see. where it
cut the
goes.
check.
And he's- Right. Oh my God, he's got to teach his son to be better. It's not only about babes.
It's not about where is it. All right, Summer Game Fest is happening. We'll be there. We'll have stuff to talk about on Friday because the show will just happen. But of course, we'll have all our nonsense as well. Saturday we'll have played a bunch of stuff, so we'll probably do a staff check-in around that time and
Play
see what
days?
was-
Just Saturday?
well, it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but Sunday we have a live show, and Monday we're busy.
Yeah, important stuff.
Important stuff. So
Yeah.
So
Team
for us,
building.
it's just
Team
Saturday.
building.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on with the rest of the news here. Google employee was reportedly behind a number of leaked Nintendo announcements. A Google employee leaked Nintendo announcements by accessing private videos in the Nintendo YouTube account. The leaked internal Google database revealed numerous privacy and security issues, including accidental collection of children's voice data, leakage of carpool users, journeys and home addresses, and YouTube recommendations based on deleted videos. Google stated that the employee can flag potential products, blah, blah, blah. The core of this, for as far as gamers are concerned, is apparently for several years, there was someone getting access to Nintendo's private videos and leaking that out to others. That was kind of weird because people speculated about that for a long time. Turns out it's the case. Now, it's maybe not still happening. Google also said they did an investigation. They're like, it was an accident. Well, I'm like, I'm not exactly sure what that means. It doesn't
I
really
don't
seem
believe
like
that.
Man,
Yeah.
YouTube's going to be in Nintendo jail. No more Nintendo on YouTube.
Man, remember they wouldn't sell stuff on Amazon for a while? That was a thing too. So
They didn't
they're
want.
not-
I remember they didn't want stuff on Twitch, like Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
I want to say when it came out, they're like, you can't stream this.
Nintendo's a very forward-looking company.
Always
but when
have been.
yeah, this is a weird one, but I mean, I don't know about what we really do with this information. It's just kind of an odd
Do
thing
you
that people
think fewer
speculated.
companies are gonna like be pre-uploading videos on YouTube and stuff
Yeah,
like
probably. It's going to be like become like best practices. Just like, nope, once it's done, you upload it in the moment, and that's when you announce it. So someone needs to be there actively doing it. There was that state of play last week. You know, there was a bunch of games in there. Yes, that is the correct sound to make. God of War Ragnarok's coming to PC. Concord. Have you guys thought about Concord at all in the last week?
Yeah, somebody tweeted something about Concord, and I had to Google it to remember what it was.
Yeah.
I've been thinking more about Marvel Rivals instead.
Yeah, that's the other one that looks like Overwatch from this thing. I mean, come on. It's all about Astro Bot. Concord, whatever. You're going to have to live and fight another day and see if you can get people's attention. In the meantime, Astro Bot, boy, that is a breath of fresh air right now. That game looks so good.
I can't remember the last time I've been so excited for a game reveal and trailer and everything. Like, and also with
nailed
like the utmost confidence that I'm going to love it. Like, that looks like exactly the game I want. Period. Right now.
Is there any like cameos y'all are hoping for that we didn't see in like the initial trailer stuff?
You think Jammer makes it in?
Ooh.
Yeah, Parappa's in there, so probably.
Yeah.
I do hope that the Bloodborne guy is in there just to like really stick it in the eye of those fans, because they'll be absolutely miserable if it's in Astro Bot and they don't actually get a Bloodborne remaster.
There has to be a Sackboy, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Sackboy just got an Astro Bot costume, so yes, I bet there's some crossover love there.
No, they're going to do like a Darth Vader reveal where the head breaks off of Astro Bot
Right.
and it's just
It's
Sackboy in there, but he's all
Sackboy's been
fucked up.
under there.
Yeah, he's like pale. Yeah.
I like
Actually, that'd be pretty cool.
it. Yeah. I'm
Was
down.
there any Jumping Flash references in or Ape Escape in Playroom? I can't remember.
I think there were.
I think there was Ape Escape.
There was
I don't know if
definitely
there
Ape
was
Escape.
Jumping Flash.
Right. So yeah, and like, so people wondering, in case you're hearing this and you didn't watch it, Astro Bot is a 3D platformer. Astro's Playroom came with the PS5, and you could play through that, and it did a lot with PlayStation's history. Now there were like character references, but those were like usually like vignettes, like go look in the corner, and there are a bunch of the Ape Escape characters, or the bots dressed up as Ape Escape characters, kind of just doing something off to the side.
Yeah.
In Astro Bot, which is what the new game is called, coming out in September. For the PS5, they are seeming like they're like, oh no, the story of this game is like bringing these characters together and like using an Astro Bot Kratos to like get an axe and do something. So it's like it's much more integrated into the story, which is cool. I think that's a good idea.
Right. Well, it's like it is kind of like Rescue Mission, right? Where like the things you're collecting are
Right.
The Astro Bots is just here. They are those kind of models that we saw from Playroom, where it is those characters, and yeah.
Yep.
That's a good star replacement to have following the Mario formula.
Yes, in chat mentioning Tale of the Sun, and I forgot Sony published that. If there's a Tale of the Sun reference in Astro Bot, I will
11 out of 10.
I will shit my pants live on stream for shoot.
Pizza Bird.
Man, I'd be
Pizza
very
Bird?
excited.
Weren't there pizza birds in that game?
Yeah, there was Pizza Bird or
Pizza
yeah,
Pigs.
Pizza Pigs. Yeah, maybe it was Pizza Pigs.
Oh,
Pizza
and Tale of the
Pig.
Sun. Tale of the
Yes.
Sun. Yeah.
No,
right.
not in Austria. Yeah, and I know you brought up Jumping Flash, but seeing him in Playroom was my biggest pop off, and if he's in this one again, and there's like a little
Okay,
bit
so he
more
was
there,
in
I'll
Playroom,
freak
right?
out.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sorry,
Yep.
yeah, he was in Playroom, and I freaked out when I saw Rabot there. That was incredible.
The thing that I want to see in Astrobot, I want to see PlayStation Home.
Yeah, of course.
Just a couch.
They have a home logo in the last one, also. Actually,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's already been home references.
I want a
believe it or
full
not.
home that.
They did
want a
say that this
full
game is 4 times the size of Astro's Playroom. It has no microtransactions. They're saying all the right stuff. And breath of fresh air, like, this is the game this system needed right now, I think.
Yeah.
There was there's a lot of sort of anxiousness about the state of AAA game development and how long things are taking. And man, we might go a very long time before the next Naughty Dog game. In the meantime, here's a new Astro Bot game, and everyone seems to universally be excited about it. Especially compared to Concord. Like Concord on YouTube had 18% upvotes, the thumbs up, whereas this had 99%. So people are just very, very down for this.
I know
do
you.
No, go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying, I know you brought up like a little bit earlier, like Concord, and no one seems impressed. I'm a little surprised just how unimpressed even like the kind of more general gaming audience seems. Like everybody is maybe taking a turn against the flood of hero shooters, right?
Why did it take this long? Like Overwatch, I feel like the peak of hearing about it was like 2015. Like, why is it taking so long for all these to pop
It
up?
always takes a little bit, right? I think
It's not
quality,
10 years almost.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about how long it's taken for people to like a lot more people to get tired of superhero movies and Marvel stuff, even, right? Like,
yeah, but and it's also like, we don't assume that there's going to be a continuing parade of these games. So we get to a few years later and it's like, oh man, another one of those. Okay, well, at least the next big game from Sony is probably going to be something else. And then like they're like, okay, no, here's the next new game from us. And it's one of those. And everyone's like, wait, no, what the hell? It has been 10 years. We're so over this. Didn't you know? So I think it's just expressed more now that people are like seeing another one of these games try that.
There's like a Star Wars one that just came out today, right?
Yeah, that's that one's like a mobile game that's on Switch. So that's a little bit different, but it's free to play. Like that sort of thing is like, yeah, of course it's still happening on mobile, and they're like, we can have that going on the Switch. But the idea of like this, Concord's going to have a price, right? It's not a free to play game. They're talking about pre-orders.
That's insane,
right? And it's like, man, I'm already not convinced, and you have to like get over that hump. And I'm probably not even going to try it because of the price. So, yeah, we'll see. Overall, though, most people didn't like that state of play, but I couldn't care less because Astro Bot looks so.
Astro Bot is basically all I want. And there were some other neat looking things. I remember there's a couple Souls-like kind of things that looked fine. Again,
there was
that's familiar. But...
Was it Ballad of Antara? Was it Where Winds Meet? It's impossible to say.
Big Dynasty Warriors guy.
Yeah.
I thought that Dynasty Warriors trailer actually looked pretty good.
I'm not anti-Dynasty Warriors.
No, your sister would kill you if you were.
I literally screaming in the other room when it got revealed.
I'm still mildly curious about Silent Hill 2.
Me too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I just want to see. I also want to feel the tears of the Silent Hill fan base.
Oh, you'll get
I have
that
not
for
peeked
sure.
into that yet, but I've heard they are an opinionated bunch.
They're not doing well.
There was a lot, and look, I'm not saying they're wrong or right. A lot of people had very strong reactions to like the outfit change for one of the female characters.
Have they always been so opinionated about Silent Hill, or is it just recent years?
It's a passionate. That's what they say, right? It's a passionate fan base, Dan.
Yeah, it's grown more distraught in recent years, as it feels like, it's the bob and weave of the company is like, hey, we're going to give you something. It might be bad. But that's right.
I mean, they did that weird, like, kind of interactive stream game, and a lot of people did not like that.
Yeah,
isn't that every Konami property? That's just like for the last God knows how many years between Metal Gear, Contra, Castlevania.
That's the thing. Like, it's kind of easy for us to be flippant about Silent Hill. Wait till they fuck up Castlevania, and then we're mad, right?
Oh yeah.
I guess. Wait, when was the last fucking Castlevania?
The last real one was Lords of Shadow 2, right?
And that was not good.
I mean, there might have been some who's what's it after that, but I think really that was it.
I didn't love the 1.5D one. They did that weird 6-player Harmony of Despair.
Yeah, whatever.
That's kind
of cute. Sure.
When was the last Lords of Shadow 1? Was that the last good Castlevania? Straight up unanimous good.
I think they made a Picross Castlevania game on mobile. That was pretty good. So
yeah,
Picross is always good.
Yeah,
maybe I need to go back to Lords of Shadow. Remember at the time it was just too. I don't know.
It had a terrible second level, and a lot of people got a bad taste in their mouth. But as you keep going, it's actually a really good game.
Right. They really attached Kojima's name to that one too at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how much he really had to do with this.
They put the exclamation point and the sound effect in the trailer. And the one more thing in the trailer was like the stinger, and Hideo Kojima looked at it once at a studio. He pointed at it and nodded and yeah, we got him. He's involved.
There we go.
To be fair, that recent crop of Konami rumors is like, so we're going to get the Metal Gear Solid Delta. We're going to get a handful of other things. And Castlevania is one of the games they are apparently working on. So maybe that does show up at Summer Game Fest. Well, no, that wouldn't be there because Jeff Keighley and Konami, they are mad at each other.
Right.
Yeah. You did his boy dirty. He'll never treat you the same.
Homie.
All right.
What's the Kojima appearance going to be at Keighley's thing? I'm sorry. God, if it's another, he kind of stands there and doesn't really have anything to talk about, and we have to give this man his flowers for the 5,000th time, and
Yeah, probably that.
A random celebrity talk about how great he is. Look, I like Kojima too, but God,
It's going to be like
was
Elle
really bad
Fanning
last
or Leia Sadu this time.
The Death Stranding 2, what's the deal with that? Is that out next year?
I don't know if they said.
Okay. That's weird that was
it's not
in the
this
state
year.
of play.
It's not
Maybe
this
it's out
year,
in our
so-
hearts.
Yeah, okay.
It's out of my heart.
PlayStation VR 2 PC adapters coming this August. It's going to disable a number of the features, though. It's $60 August 7th. It will enable you to plug in the PSVR 2 to a PC and play Steam VR games with it. But like HDR and eye tracking and just about like haptics, all of these things that are key to the PSVR 2 are not going to work.
Wow.
But what you do get is the very high resolution screens, and that stuff is pretty high quality and it's very comfortable. But boy, this just feels like maybe we could sell a few thousand more PSVR 2 units. Does you guys get any other vibes from this?
Yeah, that's all it is. The picture they tweet with is funny because it's somebody finally playing Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah,
It's
that
still
was
just
weird.
I'll
It's still
just do
just
that
wild
on
to
my
me.
MetaQuest with the Steam Link thing. Like
Yeah.
that thing works great.
Wireless. Yep.
I still just can't believe you even bother doing a PSVR 2 if you don't have Half-Life Alyx on PlayStation 5 as part of that. Like, if you for some reason it's impossible, like I don't know why Valve would care about putting it on there, not, or you don't want to pay the money, then just don't even do it. Like, that should be the deal breaker right there.
Yep. Take-Two discussed a decision not to announce Grand Theft Auto 6 for PC. Basically, Strauss Zelnick just went out there and he was like, you know, it might get announced, it might not, but you know, Rockstar does this, and we're probably going to do it the same way as we always done it, which is, if you think back to Grand Theft Auto 5, came to Xbox 360 and PS3, and every time I say that, it makes me feel very weird and old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they did that, and then the next year it came to the next-gen console, so Xbox One, PS4, and then the year after that came to PC. Red Dead Redemption 2 got a very similar treatment, the new consoles, and then PC the year after that. This went to consoles, and then it'll come to PC maybe in the next year. You guys think that strategy still works?
For them, it
It's
will.
gonna work. Put that game out. It's gonna work for them.
Agreed. Yep. I think I think it probably will be nothing but a benefit for them because they'll get that secondary launch when they go to PC. That'll give them a chance to relaunch GTA Online 2, like after having like the initial start on console and then getting that huge influx when PC players come in. So yeah, it'll be a benefit to them.
And you remember when they did the next gen console thing? They actually had like significant, like that's where the first person mode and everything went into
Exactly.
play. Like it was a pretty significant update.
Right.
Right,
I
and
mean,
that
you
gets people excited about the console versions again. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like each time they do it, more so than any other game, it does feel like an event that we are getting ports in a way that even like something big, like, you know, this when Spider-Man came to PC, right? Like it was, people noticed, but it's nothing like when a Rockstar game finally makes that jump.
Let's see here. Take-Two is also reportedly planning to close or sell its indie label Private Division. They've shut down most of those studios, allegedly. Like Intercept Games, which was working on Kerbal Space Program 2, and Roll 7, which did, what was that roller skating game that they did?
Roller Drome.
Roller Drome, that's it.
Yeah, Roller Drum, right? Yes, but they also worked on Ali Ali World, or someone in this Private Division world did. Private Division is one of those examples of these big publishers trying to make an indie label, and it goes for a little bit of time, and then it runs out of gas, and then they shut everything down. That's happened so many times across all these companies. I can't even remember the name of like the Square Enix one from like 10 years ago. Not too surprising, but boy, it's a bummer that they just can't realize what business they're getting into. You are going to get in the business of making smaller games. Why do you still have AAA expectations? And Take-Two is like, man, Grand Theft Auto could pay for the whole party. You have enough money. What is going on here? So it's frustrating.
It's very weird. And then I know there's a little bit of a Moon Studios side to that story.
Right,
there,
yes.
too.
Right, and that was so there was a big IGN report, and they're like, hey, we talked to people who were like saying that Private Division was going to like really get close to Moon Studios, the makers of Ori, and now that new game that has like the sentence
No
sort of
Rest
name.
for the Wicked.
Thank you. And people were kind of like hesitant about that because everything that was in that VentureBeat story from several years ago is true. Everything that was alleged in that VentureBeat story was true, and worse than that. And again, that's also alleged. It took a while for people to kind of catch on to that, but it seems like people in the know are fully aware that the team over there is not fun to work with, according
The
to
leaders,
many people.
I think, there's two people
Right,
at the
the
top that are
executives, yes.
allegedly, and you could look at that story on GamesBeat, by Dean and some of the things that they have said and done. And yeah, a weird toxic thing going on there. There's always been a lot of turnover. I actually found an old story you did, Jeff, like way back when Ori and the Blind Forest came out, and you were like, people who release this game are talking about it. And I was kind of like just like looking some of those people up on LinkedIn. It's like, yeah, none of them are there anymore. And look, turnover happens in the industry. Sure, it seems to be especially like a problem there. People get burnt out real quick working for them.
And the point there was like, well, that's not the solution, because no one at Private Division currently would like actually ended up wanting to work with the people at Moon Studios. So it's like that whole plan fell apart, and now like Take-Two's going to try to sell what they can of Private Division and close down the rest, basically. Yep. Last story here: Stellar Blade and PS5 topped the U.S. sales chart in April. Stellar Blade was number one, but this is from the Circana report. Matt Piscatella did mention that this was like one of the weaker number ones in an April in like the last decade or more. So game sales kind of weak. Hardware sales, though, especially bad. Hardware sales were down like more than 40% year over year. People are just not buying consoles right now. And that probably does change with Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm hoping it changes with Astro Bot. I bet that's the thing that gets everyone back in.
There we go. That's it.
We'll see. All right. Well, actually, one more story. Giant Bomb at Night, June 9th. Tickets are available now. We talked about it at the top of the show, but lot of reasons to get this. But if you do get it, if you get tickets, you get a year of Giant Bomb Premium. If you get the VIP experience for what is like $100 or something like that, you get Giant Bomb Premium for life.
For only 1/5 of a cubivore.
That's right. Exactly. That's how we're going to start marketing it.
And that's ad-free podcasts. That's access to the whole vault, access to exclusive channels in the Discord.
Right? Exactly. So that's worth it right there. Jan, I'm handing the show back over to you.
I'm looking at the show and I'm realizing tickets are available. So go get the show some tickets, baby. And we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with some emails. Emails. Mike Minotti, how's the root beer?
It's very good. This is Hank's, genuine Hank's Gourmet Philadelphia Recipe Diet Root Beer. I picked this up at Cast Iron Root Beer Bar, Salem, Ohio.
Oh, that's like a
Shout out
fad,
to
right? That cast iron thing?
No.
Callback.
Right in the body.
Chef
Got him.
reactions. Yes, chef. Hey, here's a stupid thought. What if way back when the first person called them emails said no, they're digital mails, they're D-mails. They only called them D-mails our whole life and got to make a lot of like dick mail jokes.
Bombcast, giantbomb.com. Is
Is he doing an
email
open mic
address.
set soon or something? Is he
Yeah,
working
yeah,
out?
man. He's been practicing on me a lot. It's getting
Okay.
kind of old.
Sometimes I feel like Mike is constantly working on his tight five with us.
Uh-huh.
I bet I'd
It's
kill.
got a loose five,
I bet
maybe.
I'd kill.
I better kill.
Okay. Shoot question for Grub and Jan. Me and Minotti both prepare 10 minutes of open mic material. We go in front of a crowd that doesn't know us. Who's doing better?
Mike.
Shit.
He's got the delivery and the voice. He could pretty much say
Yeah.
anything. He's gonna get a pop.
Because Mike
Man, I
Mike
might
is
have
a very
missed my calling.
sing-songy, dancing type of guy.
Like I honestly don't think the material would matter too much. His delivery is too
I
on
could
point.
see. You know what? I think I'm on. Yeah. I get
Yeah.
it. Yep.
He
All
would
right,
he would
it's
do
a-
his like shuffle thing, you know, like he does this move a lot, right?
Yeah, sure,
He
yeah.
does. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm picturing him as like a Sam Kinison 80s coked up like nightclub
Sure,
comic.
once he's on the roids, yeah.
yeah, like doing
sure.
a bunch of casino shows and yeah.
I'm very unintimidating and self-deprecating, and that combo I think works a lot for letting people just laugh and let their guard
I'm
down.
both of those things.
I think yeah, but more so.
Yeah, no, your personality is good for it.
Like you'd rock a blazer with like a game T-shirt on the inside. It'd work, Mike.
Yeah, like I'm at a business industry event. Yeah, exactly.
All right, first email comes.
I'm wearing a T-shirt right now. It says "sexy bald guy." I am a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, they're
any
known
shirts?
for their shirt humor.
Yeah, do you have any T-shirts that look like tuxedos?
No,
Oh, okay.
We can fix that, Mike. I'll dip into the wardrobe budget. I don't know
can
if we have
fix
a
her.
wardrobe budget. Chris from VA writes in, "Hey, Bomb Squad, what is an online game you'd give anything to go back to, but can't because the game is shut down or currently unplayable? I grew up on MMOs. When everyone else was playing classics on the PS2 and GameCube, I was busy playing Dark Age of Camelot and PlanetSide. I would give so much
Hell
just
yeah.
to spend one more day playing PlanetSide with my squad. That game was a true defining moment in gaming for me and was really ahead of its time. Are there any games that you'd love to experience again, but actually cannot because the online servers are gone? I'm scared of my beloved PlanetSide 1 will be lost to time eventually. Fuck the new conglomerate and the new Vanu sovereignty. Real ones know what I'm saying. Love, Chris from VA.
Red Alert 2 you can make work, but you got to jump through a bunch of hoops, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. If they did a Red Alert 2 remaster, which is like proper online, I would probably play that a lot. Warhawk for PS3, but I remember a
That's
few
a good
years
one.
ago I tried it out on PS Now, and I got into a match like a little bit pre-pandemic, and I was like, "What the fuck? I would
Do
love
a
to play more."
TNT with Warhawk or Starhawk.
I would love Starhawk. Jesus Christ, I would love that. That'd be awesome.
Man, Warhawk's one of those ones I always wanted to play more of and never really did because I was a Nintendo guy. So, man, we
I
should
played
do
a
that.
ton of that PS3 Warhawk.
Yeah.
there was a like 90s like very 1996 2D MMO called Castle Infinity. It's probably the first MMO I ever played. It was kind of like wacky, like the main like story characters were dinosaurs who were dressed up like they were in the Stonecutters or something like that, you know. And they like, you know, there's a lot of songs involved, but like the gameplay was like you and your friends, like, you know, you're these 2D characters. You would like collect different heads and torsos and legs and customize what you looked like. And it was just like all these areas to explore. They're even kind of like boss fights or in raids. It had a ton of personality. It was just so cool back then. It's kind of an interactive chat room because that, you know, that whole idea still seemed very, very new to me. It blew my mind at the time. I think there is still like a fan server of some kind. Like it launched in 2011. I can't imagine there are a ton of people on there anymore because even the freaks who in 2011 were still very excited to play Castle Infinity in 2024, I'm not sure how many people are still doing that. Even if I went there, it wouldn't be like it was. That was a special game.
At one point in time on the early internet, America was online on AOL, and there was a development studio that worked with AOL called Boxer Jam. And they would make things like Strike a Match, Out of Order, Napoleon. I played a lot of Strike a Match, which was like this interactive chat room trivia game where you just like match things up and yeah, it was like fast paced. And I would play a ton of this, and it's just not available anymore. There's no way to play it. It's just completely gone. Yeah, so I would like I keep looking for someone like, hey, has anyone made like a fake version of this and replicated it online for me to play it? Because I get the urge every once in a while.
Man, interactive chat room trivia made me think 1 versus 100, which also makes me want to go back to that Xbox predictions and hopes thing. Announce a new 1 versus 100.
Yes,
let's just do that at the live show.
100 a few years ago, but that team that was working on it, like the leadership has left or got fired or something. So I'm not too hopeful that it's ever going to happen.
How hard can it be to make a 1 versus 100 for us?
I agree.
Huh? Let's do it. Yeah.
Why don't we just do it?
Yeah.
Dan, you would be a better game show host than me for sure.
Oh yes.
Okay.
You do that. I'll do stand up. It'll be great.
That sounds good.
Dan, I think you'd be good at stand up. By the way, I do.
Oh,
I just
thank
thought,
you.
yes, yeah.
No, I think I get what you're saying though. I think Mike would be. Yeah, he's got the presence.
It's
for
the
sure.
timing. Yeah.
Yep.
Presence. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next email comes from, didn't write their name down, but this one's about hockey. Apologize that Dr. Hockey's not on today. Hello, Bomb Crew. Writing this full of adrenaline after watching the Oilers beat the Stars. I feel like the Jeffs haven't thrown in their opinions yet. Who do they have winning the Stanley Cup final?
So the Stars were the team that I was like, I think they're going to do it. Now it's Oilers are the team of destiny. You guys see this on social media? The lady at the Oilers game. Flat. Okay. Yeah, I it's all I get on Twitter now is when they won, a lady flashed her breasts, and it's like become this exactly. It's become this mass. It's become this huge. It's become this thing where it's like now that's all the Oilers like fans are doing online is just sharing that over and over. So I can't go 2 feet on Twitter without seeing it constantly. But the Oilers are
on there now.
Yeah, the Oilers are playing very good, and Connor McDavid is the best player in the world, and he's playing like it. So yeah, that's my pick.
That's good. I was worried there'd be a flash in the pan.
Oh boy, there it is.
All right,
I see why he'd be good at stand-up.
It's that smile. Look at him too. All right. Second part of that email. Also, if Dan is on brain check, where do potatoes come from?
So if you're talking wild ones, that's from like the southern U.S. down to southern Chile.
Not the domesticated potato.
Those
room free.
If you do genetic studies, there's a single origin. If you do genetic studies, that's kind of like present day southern Peru into like the extreme northwestern Bolivia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are they in the ground or what? Or tree?
Who can say?
Okay. All right.
The science is out. All right.
I think the fact that they literally look like dirt is a clue.
They don't look like dirt. Dirt's crumbly.
I mean, the color and the texture, they look like they'd be well situated for the ground.
Beef is the same color. Beef doesn't come out of the ground.
Beef's
brown.
Good. You cook beef, yes.
All right.
Have you never seen raw meat before?
I guess it's red then. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
By the time I'm seeing it, it's brown.
Okay. Next email comes from Frank in Massachusetts. Sup, duders, but mostly Jan. It's been a while since we've heard some Pokemon TCG talk on the Bombcast. My friends and I have recently been dabbling into the Pokemon trading game for nostalgia's sake. We'd like to get into some local events, but I was wondering, how do we start? I, for one, want to roll up and sling out my Alakazam, and EX cards scare me. Any advice? Is the TCG scene cool? Do we need to be playing meta decks? Gym Leader Challenge seems cool. Will we get stomped by pro-level children? Thanks so much, love. Frank from Massachusetts.
Pro-level children is a terrifying phrase.
Yeah, like Dib could eventually be that.
No,
come on. Let's not be nice just because you're our boss. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Pokemon. You gotta get in that Lorcana train, baby. Ursula's Return. That's the new expansion. It's out right now. There's even an adventure set where you or a friend can go and fight.
Disney, just give him the card reveal already so he could stop.
It's fantastic.
Disney, give it to me so it hurts some more.
Oh, that's a really good idea. We could probably make that happen.
It would be really funny if we got a bunch of good Lorcana cards and held it from
Dan
him.
got to do a card reveal before Mike.
And he like opens it incorrectly too.
Yeah.
If anyone has any super rare Lorcana cards, you can send them to my P.O. box.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I'll be cool
You're right.
about it.
It would work. I'd be very mad.
Frank, just go to like a local card shop if you have one available. Sometimes they'll set you up with like a local tournament or just like a game night to play. Don't worry about playing meta stuff. If you play non-meta stuff, it will throw people for a loop and it'll be fun. If you're looking for resources on YouTube, go to Tricky Jim. Homeboy over there, really good stuff with Pokemon TCG. Jim. Like GYM.
Gem.
Did they ever have like tournaments where you can only play the package decks? Like you can only do the
There's
pre-built ones?
there's some tourneys there or like events where like a pre-built will come out and you can only use that.
God, how funny would it be if I had a super rare Lorcana that I reveal to Minotti on stage at the show and then I just eat it?
No.
Wouldn't that be the funniest fucking thing I could do?
Keep it.
Yeah.
You can keep it.
No,
Please don't
I eat
destroy
it. I just chew it up and swallow it in front of his
Right.
face.
I would really like that. That'd be very special.
I mean, we can pool our money together to do that, right? Make that happen.
Very funny, yeah.
yeah.
You know, Banyello will kill you.
How can Bunyello?
He would, yes.
All right. 2 more emails here today.
Emails.
Nope.
I remember that. That's a callback. I mean,
We call it callback. That's
Right,
why the
natural
committee-
it wasn't funny
yeah.
the first time, but
That's why I
This
do it
one-
the third time. There's a rule of 3 with these things. You see.
that's really it's gonna hit, yeah.
Something gay cheetah. Brock from Guelph, Ontario,
Deep cut. Wow.
Happy
in
Pride.
Happy
Canada.
Pride, KG.
Dear Bombers, I saw a video the other day and it brought up to your conversation about what if we were born with our ass cheeks horizontal, and I just wanted to share the funny observation from it. If our ass cheeks were split horizontally, it would clap when we ran down the stairs.
Oh, that'd be funny. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Brock from Gulf, Ontario in Canada, sent from my iPhone. Fantastic. Last email of the show. Send your emails to bombcast@giantbomb.com. I read any and all of them, including the fucking emails that newsletters you sign us up for that I then have to unsubscribe us from.
You have to stop saying it because that makes people do it more.
No, that's engagement, baby.
Okay, never mind. You're right.
You get my newsletter?
Nope.
Even on mine? What the heck?
Tom P. from Florida writes in, Hey, Giant Bombcast crew. Over the past 5 years, I have been greatly influenced by Giant Bomb, and especially Dan's stories of him just reaching out to people and getting awesome opportunities because of it. I tried the Dan Reichert method of just going for things, and I've landed my dream job because of just going for things.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, are there any people who have gratefully influenced you who you have never met before? Tom P. from Florida.
Hell yeah, Tom. Good work on that.
Good job, Tom. Let's go,
happy
Tom.
for you,
Good
for
job,
sure.
Tom.
Hell yeah.
Yep. I mean, I never met
influences?
Sting, but he influenced
Which
me.
Sting?
Both?
The right one, yeah, the wrestling
Wolfpack?
Sting. Wolfpack
Okay.
Sting, you're right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I
You
thought you meant,
misunderstood
was
the
I talking about
question
Sting the
there.
wrestler or Sting the singer?
Don't be
and you meant
ridiculous.
which era of Sting? I am embarrassed right now. I'm sorry. God, I feel like an asshole.
The real answer was Joker
Wolfpack
Sting.
Sting, for sure.
Joker
Oh, in
Sting,
Joker
really.
Sting, yes. There you go.
Hey, Dan, do you think are you gonna get me in that the Jungle Cruise skipper thing on our Disney trip?
Oh, we can't
Making
do
that
that
happen
this,
for me?
this Monday.
Is there a Jungle
Oh.
Cruise at the?
Yeah, there.
Well, let's talk
Yeah,
about
it
it.
was an opening day attraction in 1955. It was actually their biggest attraction upon
Jeff.
opening.
All right,
Yeah,
get to
where it
work,
started.
Dan. Yeah. I did ask our friend, and he's like, is he like a Make-A-Wish kid? So, Mike, you
The
got
Crohn's
Crohn's.
has been bad, and I have a broken arm. I feel like I deserve a wish.
You already had a wish on Blight Club, all right, Mike?
Yeah.
That
Can't,
was a work wish. I deserve a shoot wish. Damn it.
can't just be giving out wishes.
There's no
here.
such
Come
thing
on.
as
come on.
shoot wishes.
It's just wishes. We don't know if it's a shoot wish until after the fact.
You guys gotta stop saying wishes. I'm trying so hard not to scream the song that they played during the old fireworks show that was
Oh,
just
called
do it.
Wishes.
Just do it.
Make a wish, wishes, make a wish, and your dreams
He was
Okay,
he
thank
was
you.
bursting at the seams
Yep.
to get that out. Felt like it was
You
gonna
gotta
hurt
just
him.
let him get it out of the system. You're right.
It was. It's like you guys like wish. It's like.
Yeah, we did say that word, that English word. We did say it quite frequently.
Ugh.
Oh,
Thank you for letting me get that out of the system.
Dan, you see that this Tech Udon guy is making his own Mr. clone that's going to be like way less expensive?
I saw some people talking about that, and I'm curious, but I love my Mister.
It sounds promising. Well, he's working on one that is apparently going to be around like $300, $400. It's going to be a Mr. and a like cartridge reader and a your your upscaler thing called?
RetroTink?
Yeah, and a RetroTink all built into.
I got the old one since Backlar won't let me expense the current one.
Right, and
So,
this new
yeah.
one apparently is going to be way less money, and it'll be equivalent to a 4K. These are the promises.
Ooh.
We'll see if it ends up playing out. But Tech Udon does know their stuff, so
Okay.
I'm excited. And then also Hitman 3 VR just got announced for MetaQuest 3. So,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they're like taking that VR mode and improving it and putting it on Quest.
we should do a Verodio where we're all doing the same mission.
I like that. That's
that
weird.
Seems
That'd
fun.
be cool.
I like that.
What level do you
that.
think would be best for that?
I mean,
Sapienza? Does it have all of them, or is it just the Hitman 3 ones?
it says Hitman 3 VR. I haven't really looked at it, but I mean,
It'd be
we could do
weird
that.
to not have
We
all
do-
of them, but yeah.
We do the mansion, that
Mansion,
sort of.
Dartmouth, yeah.
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 Or the
cool.
Vineyard.
Yes.
As far as this Tom P's email influences,
I guess it's cheating because I have met him, but Conan, I'd say Conan's career arc, and especially even like going into today, where it's like now he's gone post late night host, and he's got this whole other podcast and travel show stuff. It's like, I don't know, he's always seemed relevant and hilarious to me, and incredibly smart. And yeah, I'd say probably Conan or Letterman. Yeah, Conan more, Letterman more just like the work and the show and the sense of humor. He was a complicated man. Conan, kind of across the board, I kind of look up to as like, yeah, okay, he's a great influence.
If I said Walt Disney, a lot of people will message me again saying he's an anti-Semite because they saw a Family Guy where they made a joke about that once or something. So I won't.
But it's Walt Disney, everybody.
The man, not the animation guy. Yeah.
What?
Go move forward. It's fine.
all right. I don't know.
Yeah, let's not unpack it. Let's leave that one.
yeah. Let's leave it behind us.
I realize I don't know what he actually did for Disney. Is he just like the CEO, or did he draw stuff?
Well, it's called Walt Disney.
But was he drawing Mickey Mouse, or was he just like the business
It's
guy?
actually, I could really get into that, Dan, and let's just not.
Okay.
Let's
We can have
just.
that conversation in Disneyland at some. Over
Okay.
dinner, okay? I'll explain
Okay.
Yeah,
more
all
about
right.
Walt Disney. We'll go near one of his many statues there.
Okay.
Maybe a little too many, guys. We get it. We know he is.
All right. That about does it for emails. Once again, send your emails to bombcast@giantbomb.com. Send any and everything. Someone has been sending their random musings and not signing off on anything about what they're going through. And hey, I read them and just am continually befuddled. What do we got going on for the rest of this week?
Why does Conan look like he's in his cult in this picture with you?
Because it was after the show finished, and I stuck around for a bit, and they had to shoot a parody perfume commercial thing, where it's supposed to be a really like artsy perfume commercial thing. So he was wearing that while they shot it, and then I talked to him afterwards.
Okay,
Nice.
makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense.
Fantastic. Grub, we have one more episode of Game S Mornings planned for this week. Tomorrow?
That's right, tomorrow, and then we have a Blight Club after that. And in between that, I'll be over on Kind of Funny doing a bunch of stuff, everybody. So if you guys want to come check out over there and do an invasion storyline, I'll be on
Shit.
their stuff.
I'll just drive
Man.
over.
Hell yeah.
There's probably not enough time now, but since he is in the ancient Greek episode, maybe we should have made him wear a toga or something with the wig now.
Hey, 1-day delivery.
Oh, for Daikatana, yeah, it is a fantasy game now.
It has to cover my nipples. I have body image issues.
I mean,
You know, I have 3.
Yeah,
Nipples?
we know you have 3.
Okay, just want to make sure. That was
Yeah.
a long time ago. I last talked about my 3 nipples, so just want to
Yeah,
make sure
sure.
that's
Oh, I thought you
re-up
Oh,
that. Yeah,
I thought you meant
is it like
togas.
is the third one like a little guy or is it?
it's
the
a little
same
guy.
size?
It's a little guy.
It's just a tiny guy down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then Blight Club's going to be a little bit later than it
It's
normally
going to be
is.
fucked up what we learned.
Oh boy, that's where some things are going to be omitted, just like real history books. And then later this week, we're going to be at Summer Game Fest, everybody. So no voicemail dump truck, no more Game Mess mornings after tomorrow, because we'll have Giant Bomb at Night on Friday, Saturday, and Giant Bomb at Night live on Sunday. Tickets are available. We're going to be
We'll
at
be
the Bellwether.
talking over like Summer Game Fest, and we'll talk over Xbox. Ubisoft, we won't be talking over because, again, we're busy that day.
Yeah, we're busy that day. Plans have been made. We're going to just have a fun time instead.
Yes, we all need it.
We all need it for surezies. More shenanigans probably during Summer Game Fest. We'll be recording things. Stuff will be recorded. Fun times will ensue. And folks,
shit, is Grub gonna have it easy with Blight Club with me? You're gonna have 2 weeks of me recovering from surgery.
Shit, it's gonna be nothing but delights.
Gotta say, I
man.
kind of just want to get through it because there's so much ahead of me. I just want to barrel through this game, so it's not actually that much of a reprieve.
Could I just? No, it's not. If I'm just laying in bed, just like making fun of you in chat on my phone. Well,
No, you have to be.
I gotta be on
mic.
there. Yeah.
But
Can I pre-record a bunch of just like me laughing and stuff and have it at the soundboard? So I'm just sitting
Sure.
here and just like soundboarding myself.
That would be acceptable as long as you're there. Yes.
We can definitely do.
You have
Blight
to plug in the
Club.
game sent again.
Maybe we can find something else to do too during some of those weeks.
We can do my round of antibiotics before I plug the game set back in.
That's right.
Folks, what did we learn today? We learned that Dan won't shut up about Frostpunk and that he is the number one Frostpunker. We learned that Mike is bad at listening. We also learned that Daddy eats first. And you can beat it in just a couple sessions. We learned that game with the freaky box art is Freestyle Metal X. We learned that going to the mall can still be fun and that Minnesota may be the origin of malls. We learned about our desires to have a chunky Vanquish dude. We learned that Astro Bot will save us all. We also learned that Tom did the Reichert method. And let's go, Tom! And also, folks, make sure to try and soundboard yourself once in a while. Keeps the pipes clean.
Triple nipple.
And folks, we'll see you not next week.
Email.
No Giant Bombcast next coming Tuesday. Maybe we'll do something on Wednesday.
The third time, Mike.
Do not send me your D-mails.
Send him your third nipples though. Just snip it off, put it in the mail. You're good.
The voicemail dump truck text line is just flooded with dirty pictures. Please stop.
Wow.
Please stop. Anyway,
didn't think about
I've
that.
been Jan. He's been Jeff. He's been Mike. He's been Dan. And you at home should buy tickets to Giant Bomb at Night. Get a lifetime of premium for that type of jazz. We'll see you. We won't see you for the Bombcast, but we'll see you all through the weekend with Summer Game Fest. I love you. Goodbye.
Hi.
I gotta start packing.
Yeah.
We'll see you. Goodbye.